I type it in as a channel.
Yeah.
Nothing popped up.
Oh, fuck. The arm. Gotta set the arm up. See, this is interesting, because this will do start streaming and start recording, but because I'm recording up there, I'm just gonna start streaming. But I gotta take a photo first and let the world know that we're about to be live. And I gotta do the face. Do the same face every time.
I haven't smiled in so long.
Nah, that's cool, man. This is how shitty my phone is. Look at how bad the background is. Before we do that, we're gonna take a photo for beforehand. Shit, see, I don't know where the fuck to take it. That's terrible. I got shitty arms.
Sit over here.
I got shitty arms. Since I can't extend my arm all the way. That'll be the one I use for the show when I actually upload the stream later. Do you need my Wi-Fi password?
Yeah, let me punch that in just so it doesn't interrupt.
It's gonna be a big red bus 1021.
No capitals?
No caps.
Big 10.
Big red bus 1021. What's your Instagram name?
It's just Otero Studios.
Got you. Otero Studios?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
I hope you don't mind. You're going to be mostly on the video.
That's okay, sweetheart.
Because the angle.
Just let me know if you need a copy of it from me and I'll give it to you. And the only problem with this is this isn't connected to my Facebook page for Life on Record, so I have to go through secondhand and upload them later to Life on Record separate. It's so fucking weird.
That's what I have to do with my YouTube is once I post the videos, I have to go back into the video and then share to Twitter, Facebook. Because for some reason it's not linking to any of my pages.
Comic. I almost wrote vomit. I have the worst typos in the world. Everybody knows this.
That should just be part of your shtick.
It is. It's it is. And that's the worst part. Everyone jokes about it too. They're like, you gotta know Kyle for a while to know what he's typing you. And then I have a friend who can't talk very well, and he texts perfectly. It's like some sort of like weird nuance he has that converts like the paradigm in his mind between saying it and writing it is totally different animals.
The worst thing that ever happened is Facebook releasing GIFs because now that's all I write in.
Oh, Jesus Christ, really?
My wife will send me like a message on Facebook and I just reply back. She's like, "Can you stop?" I'm like,
what's worse than is it worse to do that or the like just tons of emojis like for
See,
all your words and then I got to interpret your goddamn emoji like we're playing Pictionary.
See, at least there's words in the GIF. You know, like,
where they go, oh yeah. Yeah. That's what I love, dude.
Because I love Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec.
Yes.
So I use that all the time.
He's the greatest character on that show. Did you ever watch his stand-up?
Oh yeah, well I watched the I think it was the All-American one.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's so good.
I want to see him because he's supposed to be coming to Rochester
No
this
shit.
year.
I'll go see him.
Because him and his wife do like a double routine.
It's so funny that he's married to Tammy too.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
You wouldn't imagine those two being together.
But he's such a funny guy too. Like playing Ron must just be like a treat for him. Because it's so out of character for him.
Right, because he's like super liberal in real life.
Oh,
then
yeah.
He plays a super conservative on the show. I'm like, what?
I was so sad.
I thought he was
going
going
to
to be just like the same in real life.
It's crazy. You can't like really book people like that anymore. Like one of my friend who helps me with the streams and stuff like that. He looked at me and I was talking Magic the Gathering at the gym the one day and he was like, "Are you talking Magic the Gathering?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I don't know anybody who plays around here. Let me." And he comes over, he starts talking to us, and it's like, I would never have guessed that. And I looked at his arms, I was like, "Oh, you got a fucking bunch of gamer tags on your arms, and you're a military guy." I was like, "No wonder, I get it. Like that makes sense though." But you look at like unless you saw the comic book sleeve, and I didn't have it at the time, it was one of those like It's the big dumb guy with the tattoos and comic books. Fucking. You don't know. I got like boxes and boxes and boxes of comic books and board games and whatever it is. But it's one of those judging the book by its cover.
And that's the thing is like when I got really fit and muscular, no one knew that I was a nerd.
It's like a silly like
it's a stereotype.
Not even just that. There's this whole paradigm that goes with it that's super inappropriate. Because it shouldn't be like that anymore. We're not in the times of barbarians and peasants and shit like that. Like, you don't look down the road and be like, oh, look, she's a seamstress. That's all she does for a living. Like, you don't get that anymore. It's one of those, like, you see a person for who they are, and then there's really no other involvement. Oh, fuck, I just realized that I gotta go here real quick. Damn it. So this is... did he not show me how to do this?
See, I've barely used Twitch on browser. I've only messed with it on my PS4 and the phone.
I'm so new to all this stuff, dude. Oh, it should be talk show. That's what he said. Talk shows. I go from 0 people in interviews to 7,000 people in talk shows. Communities.
So it's gonna stream live on both YouTube and Twitch?
No, I do not do the YouTube just yet.
Okay.
I record those and I put those up separately on my own accord. Just because I'm still new to this shit. Fucking right, bitch. There we go. Type this up before I move my shit over. Eventually I'm going to have to get a stand just for this, which would make sense.
So it doesn't move around?
Because that way I can just pull a laptop off to the side, and then I can type away on my laptop.
You might be able to just stand it on the tripod too.
I thought about that,
but and then it might move around too.
There's got to be like a way to do this. I could probably just get like a 2x4, spray painted or something.
One of the YouTubers that have been really nice, he said that he uses his Nintendo Switch dock to hold up his webcam.
No shit.
I'm like, dude, you have 85,000 subscribers and you jerry-rig your shit. Like, I'm trying to be all professional here and you're like...
So how do you spell your last name, bud?
Otero.
Works. I just gotta do it.
Just gotta wing it. That's what I did with my YouTube channel. One day I'm like, I'm just gonna do a YouTube channel. Just do it.
I'm no longer gonna be a statistic or a cog in the wheel. I'm just a guy. I'm just gonna do some shit.
Just do it.
I just have this huge problem with like procrastination and stuff like that. Where like normally in my mind I'm like, okay, we're starting here now. So I just shared this. I did it all backwards.
Hey,
I've never started a live stream. I didn't even start yesterday, as my buddy did. And then I posted about it like 15 minutes and then we were live. I said I did it another way today. I was sitting down there just typing on the computer. I could just smell this shit. Oh, it just smells so damn good. You gotta love it too, because when I went in there,
I'm probably gonna be a chatterbox because the stronger coffee, the more I talk.
That's what I brought you there for. Marcel, please stop, bro. My cat is so damn annoying. Get out of here! Get out of here! He goes, here! He runs away. But this is good. Like, I took time when I started the show, and it was only audio for a couple episodes, okay? And then I took time for just video with the audio. So I'd have to record the video separately, and then I'd have to split it. And then now we're at the point where it's trying to live stream it while you're recording the live and trying to do everything else like that.
And then edit it later for upload.
Yeah, so I can do it to YouTube. Fuck you! Get out of here, Marcel! There, now you can go there, sweetie. He's so ridiculous. He knows there's people in here, and he just wants all pets.
I'm telling you, it's the meatballs. They smell it.
Is that what this is?
I
Dr. Bertoni just texted him.
I reek of meatballs.
I don't think it's you, though. Maybe you just reek of balls. I'm not even gonna give it a couple minutes to warm up. I'm just gonna start because I love this show. It's my favorite part of the weekend.
Do I have to wear the headphones or should I?
I would put like at least one on just so you can tell if you're close enough to your headset or not. It's a big issue is sometimes the guests don't get close enough to the headphones, so you just can't really hear them.
All right, yeah, I hear you.
If you can tell, we're having technical difficulties.
Testing.
I'm always fiddling with the controls on the back of there because it's like a 1 out of 10 system, and I still don't know what is good and what is bad.
If you go too high, like me, holy crap. I'm like the Incredible Hulk on there.
It's all green. I just moved it like a hair. I literally moved it like a hair.
It went red.
That's like I have to like get in the habit when we do this of when I laugh, I lean backwards to laugh, just because otherwise it just goes off the charts.
Oh man, I laugh too much too, so I'll make sure to lean back.
Nice. Dr. Bertoni says our stream sounds awesome.
All right, that's good.
We're a little laggy though, just because I suck. No, but I'm all firewired in now. Thanks, Dr. Bertonian. Appreciate you.
Hopefully my stream's not screwing up the Wi-Fi.
You're good over there.
What's up, everybody?
Hi, we've been doing stuff for a little while there. We're back here on Life on Record. The Stories Here in Town show presents Sal. Say your last name because I always fuck it up.
Sal Otero.
There you go. See, I always want to say Ortega. I don't know why. Because is that like racist or something?
No. I look like an Ortega, right?
Yeah. The line. Is that common?
I get Ortega, Oreo,
what's that?
Ordero.
What's that? Like seasoning brand? Is that Ortega as well? It's Ortega seasoning. It is.
Yeah,
That's why I get it.
All the time.
Just walk by the pre-mixed.
And the worst part is, like, my wife gets it now. My kids get it.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
I'm like, I even on the phone, like when I call customer service to any place, I'm like, Otero. I don't even try to say it because I know they're gonna be like, how do you spell it?
You should be like, at one point I was a metal worker or a tarot card reader. Otera. Yeah, they add vowels too. It's like a Oteria. I'm like, whoa. There was an O at the end, not an O-A and another O. You know, it's like, oh man, my name gets so much. People look at my last name and they always add the S. There's no fucking S. It's Penke. There's no S. We couldn't afford the S.
See, Penke, it's easy to say.
But
at least your name
when
is
you read
not
it, people
your
say
first
Penk
name.
and shit. I'm like, how did you get Penk from that? It's Penke. How did you get Penk?
Well, the funny thing is I shortened my first name because
Salvador
is like, so many people screw that up.
Nah, dog, I think you're good with that. You need to stick with Salvador.
Oh,
Salvador's so badass. If you get like a glaive on your back, dude, and you walk around, my name is Salvador. And they're like, that sword isn't even from your culture. You're like, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm Salvador.
But then if I start signing shit, you know, signing pieces of art, I'm going to have to use up too much real estate. Sal is just like, and now I just signed my art Otero, going down almost like a Chinese script.
You should like do it Otero, but like write it like this.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So they go, you got to read Chinese like that. It's the same thing.
Oh, snap. That's pretty cool. It looks Chinese. I like the stamp look. You know, it's like
just a nice easy.
Yeah, and well, when the like on YouTube when I draw live or not live, but I do the speed drawings.
Yeah.
I'll close up and then I do it. It's almost like it looks like someone's using calligraphy.
Oh, that's cool.
So I like that. That's my new thing. So that's like the thing I focus on now.
Shit. Okay, so we're obviously gonna get to the comic book stuff and the artistry and stuff like that. But like, where are you from? Like, how's your family? Where did you grow up? What was it like?
Well, I was born in Puerto Rico, but
no shit.
I was only there for a year. So then my dad brought us here because he had health issues. So then he came here, and then I was raised in Rochester pretty much my whole life.
Why'd they pick Rochester? You'd figure being born in Puerto Rico, you'd
we have family here. So,
oh, no shit.
My dad had an uncle here, and he kind of took us in and helped us out. And that's why I have like a Rochester accent. Like I don't even sound
there
like
long enough to know.
I don't even sound like I'm off the boat. You know?
That's funny. That's so cool though. So and you end up coming here with your dad. How many siblings you got?
I have one little brother. I have an older brother and then a sister.
So you got 3 siblings, and they're all older than you, obviously.
Yeah, well, my older siblings, they're half, so like they're just my dad's side. So my little brother is my full full brother. So like,
brother.
Yeah.
So your dad was freaky in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, no, it's not that. He just, when he was a lot younger, he had a separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I didn't really get to know my older siblings until later in life.
So they didn't live up here when you moved up here?
No, they stayed in Puerto Rico. And,
oh, that's cool though.
yeah, and I didn't know them as much, so now I do. So now
Do they ever call you a whitewashed gringo?
Oh no, I call myself that. No, all the time. Like I always compare myself to a coconut because I'm brown on the outside, and white on the inside.
Now, if it's a young coconut, you're green, and then we got to call the doctors.
Well, I'm not young anymore, man. I'm falling apart.
Disabled.
No, it's like it's funny because when I used to work customer service jobs, like at a call center, so many people would be like, "Yeah, thanks a lot," and my boss, in quality control, they'll never see you. So when they finally see you, they'll be like, "Holy crap! I thought you were white."
Yeah. Thanks a lot, my vanilla brother.
I was like, "What?" that was pretty racist.
Yeah. Where's the line, bro? That's where you just hold up like a little bottle of caramel.
Well, am I supposed to have an accent now when I talk to people?
Instantaneously. It's only a phone accent though.
I can't do it.
So whether you do it on purpose or not, you just get like one of those little converter contraptions you put on the end of the phone. So when you're talking, it like the scary movie guy. Want to know what color your phone is?
I can do like all sorts of like video game voices and character voices because I love video games and cartoons, but I can't do a Spanish accent for the life of me. It's like impossible.
You go there, they know. They just know. There goes Sal again. He's down to visit family.
Oh, dude, I remember doing a podcast, and through the whole thing, I was just doing a Vegeta voice.
Yes!
Through the whole thing.
That's exciting.
And the guy was just like, "Are you going to stop?" Because
Sean Schemmel or die, man.
Oh, man.
I can't believe how much it costs to see those guys at con, though.
Well, Sean's a really cool guy. He doesn't really charge to talk to him. Like, he charges for autographs and stuff like that. But he is super down to earth and chill.
He seems like it.
Yeah, and
seems like a sweetie.
Yeah, he's like that weird uncle.
The Funkle.
Yeah, he's like Screech,
Oh, no shit.
He's so cool though. Like,
but he's got such a great voice. Like, that's why I can't watch Super yet till there's enough episodes that he's translated. Just because I won't do it.
And he doesn't change his voice.
No, it's his voice.
That's his voice.
The guy who does Vegeta definitely changes his voice.
Oh yeah,
but.
yeah. And I've heard him I've never got to meet Chris Sabat in person, so I've gotten to meet Sean in person. And when I met him, I was expecting someone to have a different voice. As soon as he talks, I'm like, holy shit, it's Goku.
Just identical. How cool is that? You gotta love that though.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Because he's what, the fourth person to do Goku's voice?
Sean?
Yeah.
No, only the second. Because
wasn't there the dude in Canada, and then there's the lady in Japan, and then there was someone else?
Oh yeah, you're counting the Japanese.
That's still a person, right? So you're saying the Japanese aren't people?
Well,
we got that on record, everybody.
I thought you were talking about dubs.
No.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, he's Goku for sure. I like that. Like, it was interesting that they did originally launch it with the Canadian voice actor translations and stuff like that, and they were still really good. But like, it seems like once Sean got put into the picture there, the attitude of Goku changed, because when you look at Goku in the Japanese version versus the American version, he's so stupid in the Japanese version, and then the American version, he's just always always processing, always learning, always developing. He's like a really conscious individual.
Well, it's funny because like the Ocean dub, which is the Canadian guys, I grew up watching those.
Yeah, me too.
So they got ingrained in me. And so when I finally listened to the Funimation guys, I didn't like them.
No.
I hated Sean Schemmel and I hated Chris Sabat. And as I was getting older, I appreciated them more. Now I go back and watch the Ocean dub ones, and I hate those guys.
Yeah,
I was like, that's not Dragon Ball anymore.
It just feels so much better. That's like, different. Do you watch the Team 4-Star guys?
Well,
they're so funny.
Sean, like, I promised Sean I would not watch Team 4-Star.
Oh, why?
He's not a fan of it.
Oh, they're so funny.
I know.
So well done,
I made a promise to my Dragon Ball brother.
All right, he kept it cool. You kept it honest. I love it. That's cool, though.
I told him, I was like, I can't watch it, even though like it looks hilarious. But
you ever heard of the multi-universe theory?
Well,
multi-worlds.
Yeah, well, that's. I don't want to ruin it for you.
No. Because what I'm saying is, just think about it like this: in another universe, there is another you that has watched them, so you can enjoy that fact.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dragon Ball.
No.
Because if you know Super...
I haven't seen any of it
Okay.
yet. I'm waiting. I want all of it done just so I can binge watch it like a fiend. I know there's only like, 40 episodes translated so far out of like 150 plus.
I don't know, because I watched the Japanese ones. I'm okay with that.
Hate you. Can't do it.
I'm already at the 132nd episode. Tonight's the 133rd. So...
This is the guy that's watched Gurren Lagann front to back like 14 or 15 times, plus all the movies, just because Gurren Lagann is up there with Dragon Ball Z.
See, that's how I am with Castlevania. Like, I've played every Castlevania, even the ones that I can't even beat. I'll just try to...
Did you ever do that? Did you ever go back to games when you were a kid that you couldn't beat, and then as an adult you try to play them, and you're like, what the hell? Why can't I you expect a child to beat this?
Well, there was I just played a game that I just beat, that I could not beat as a kid. I think it was Castlevania 4 for Super Nintendo. I remember as a kid, like, I could not beat that game, and it's Castlevania. Like, everyone expects you to beat Castlevania, and I finally beat it. And I'm like, this game is still fucking hard,
Right? How savage is that? Did you ever play like the Dracula, the Frankenstein games for like Sega consoles?
I played Bram Stoker's.
Yeah, the Bram Stoker's. How hard is that? Like, the easy mode is, I went through 3 levels and
They're
I win.
licensed games. They make those games impossible to win.
They're so hard. They're so hard. The only games that are like harder than that is like I never beat. I beat Rex when I was an adult, but Toe Jam and Earl, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me right now, dude? I tried to play Toe Jam and Earl, and it's just ungodly difficult to beat that game because it takes so long.
Yeah, the Toe Jam and Earl is one of those games where it's more of just have a couple friends and just laugh.
Just keep trading.
Just
keep giving the control when you get
laugh.
frustrated.
Yeah, because you're not going to beat it. And then that's the thing is, like, I'm a huge, like, game collector. I love video games. And so you go back to games before, there was no easy scale.
No.
Even easy was hard.
Yeah.
Now games, it's like everything just walks you through.
They might have
Even
like just
hard.
given you like a little more HP. That's how you get easy to hard.
Yeah, it's like now it's like they walk you like there's a lot of hand holding in games.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look here. This is where you gotta go.
the arrow. Because in real life, there's an arrow floating there. It's
I
like
was
a
like-
Vegas sign.
I remember Mega Man X. Like, no one told you that you had to beat this boss to go to this boss.
Yeah. Because you had to do them in a certain order to make it easier. Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I'm like, I'm just gonna fight whoever looks cool.
Those games were always so. The Cutthroat Island for Game Boy. Jesus Christ.
Dude, it's the games were purposely stressful, so you didn't beat them and then have to go buy another game. Like
We remember before there was a buyer's guide. Like what was the cheat guides called?
Strategy guides.
Yeah, the strat guides.
Oh,
like
dude,
playing Pokemon the first time with no strat guide, you're just like.
I remember I beat Pokemon as a kid, and then someone told me, "Oh, you have red? Now you have to buy blue." What? There's a second game? F this. I'm done.
It wasn't even just that, though. They released Red and Blue at the same time, and then they released Yellow. And in Red and Blue, there was certain ones you couldn't get in each other's games. And then in Yellow, there was certain ones you still couldn't get.
But my dad had a strict policy as a kid.
Yeah.
They're like, you buy a game, you want another one, you got to trade your game,
Oh, shit.
or, you got to work, do stuff in the neighborhood, make some money. So I spent all this money getting Pokemon, and then I'm like, holy shit, there's another one?
Yeah. How tough is that?
Oh, man.
Especially when they're selling those games back in the day for like $50.
Yeah.
Little tiny cartridge.
So that's when I found out about trading.
Yeah.
Now I look back, and I kind of want to, like go back in time and punch myself. Like, don't trade your games.
You can't,
'cause
no. You couldn't.
Now they're
no.
skyrocketing in value.
I've got the Lime limited edition SD in the back there. Even damaged as shit as it is, it's still worth $150.
Yeah, and the Pikachu one, the yellow one.
yeah.
That one's almost so rare.
Small fortune there.
Yeah.
Someone will probably give you 500 bones for it damaged.
One of my biggest regrets was ever getting rid of my Sega Saturn.
Oh.
Because you can't find them anymore.
Kept all my consoles. That was not a mistake I made. Then again, I did destroy like 3 GameCubes. My brother and I probably went through like 8 or 9 copies of Smash Brothers Melee.
Well, GameCube's one of those systems that they're like a diamond in the rough.
I know. so Caliber. It was so fun.
You find them in little kids' rooms back in the day.
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
every adult has them.
Oh my god, just because we all know the throwbacks.
Yeah.
The nice thing was, though, with the Wii, when they released it, you could play all of the GameCube games on the Wii.
But it's emulated. It's not, you don't have the real GameCube.
Yeah, well, I got lucky. I bought one from, I looked on Craigslist right before my friends from Florida came up, and I was like, damn, I want to find one. Like, I need one. I was like, I need Smash Brothers, and I need Double Dash, something really good. I didn't want to say hole in the head, because nobody needs a hole in the head. But no, I looked online real fast, and I found a copy of it. Yeah, that's what it said. I found somebody out near Fairport who had one, and I texted him. He's like, yeah, I got it, and I got there. And he's like, I got 2 controllers, I got a power pack, here it is. Comes with all this stuff. It came with that adapter that goes on the bottom for the Game Boy games.
What?
And then, he goes, I don't know if there's any games, though. You're going to have to look in the box. I was like, what happened? He goes, well, my son left for college. He didn't come back, and then I told him to clean his stuff out. It's been over a year. He goes, so I'm selling everything because we're moving. I was like, cool. So for $60, I got a GameCube with 2 controllers, a power pack, went bought more controllers. There was no memory cards. I had a memory card. Popped the lid open. Super Smash Bros. Melee sitting right there.
I was gonna say the Brad Pitt line. What's in the box?
What's in the box, man? $100 game right there, even used.
Yeah,
how crazy is that?
Well, I have Double Dash.
$200.
And I won't get rid of it because my wife's like, do we really play that now that we have the Wii version? I'm like, the Wii version is nothing compared to the GameCube.
No, everybody
version.
knows if you play Double Dash, that's easily the best Mario Kart they've ever made. That was the first one that had weight distribution.
And it's the first one that really had the
power slide.
The power slide.
They did it in the first one, just not in the 64 one, just not as efficiently. Well, you could still easy it up.
You couldn't dash and then speed up.
Yeah,
like you could drift, but you couldn't speed up.
But they definitely did a really good job on that game. And then it was the first time they added some of the new equipments. It was like a super icon. It's like I still look for
the blue shell
party games.
Yeah,
I still look for those games, and I can't find any of the good ones.
Yeah, Mario Party. My daughter, she loves Mario Party, but for the Wii, and I'm like, this is not the same. I remember getting freaking blisters.
Burns on your hand from doing the spinny shit. Yeah. That's how you had to do it, man.
That's the game right there.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about the blisters.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Because
you played too much that day.
Well, I took it out of the 64 out of storage.
Help yourself.
Oh, thank you. Took the 64 out of storage and had her try it out.
She probably thought the graphics were dog shit.
No, she actually, my older daughter, she hated it. But the younger one, she was like, Daddy, this is cool. She thought the controller was a trip.
Isn't it nifty, though?
Yeah,
it's a 3-pronged attack.
And then I put it up on a retro gaming group, like a picture of her playing it. And of course, the first thing everybody says, she's holding the controller wrong.
Did she have her inside or outside? She had it outside, didn't she?
Yeah, she had her hand here and then her thumb I was like, you can't appreciate the fact that I'm sharing something that's 20 plus years old.
Listen here, dicks.
Dicks, yeah.
Just appreciate this. This is monk fruit, if that's what you like. It's like a stevia, but it's not a stevia.
Oh, I'm cool with that. I'm a health nut too, so.
Dr. Bertonian says that's why he likes Cuphead. Probably something we previously said.
Cuphead, I haven't played it yet.
He was live streaming it the other day.
It's only on Xbox though, right?
No idea. I just watched him do it. It was really difficult.
It looks cool because as a artist, like having that old 1920s art look to it. It looks pretty sweet.
It reminded me of like the Tex Avery show and stuff like
that.
Yeah. Yo, when people don't know what that is, I get really bothered.
Really?
I made that reference to my wife this morning because her friend's name is Avery. I was like, oh, the Tex Avery's talking to you. She goes, who?
I make so many references that go over people's heads nowadays, and I'm like, you must be young.
I got a buddy who there's a word for it, like when you say something that's like not overly complicated, but just goes over most people's heads, and it's funny to you. There's like a military term for it. I can never remember what it is, but he's always calling me it. Like you're too smart for your own good in a way.
I've heard that before, and I get that a lot because I make a lot of video game references, but it's obscure video games.
Yeah.
And so like
he goes, I played that one in the dark web where it's like that freaky room, the devil, the Satan thing.
Hong Kong 97. You ever heard of that game?
No.
Oh, dude, it's the worst game ever made.
Oh no.
It's a game that was created in 1995 by Happy Soft in China.
Because everybody likes to be Happy Soft.
There's a whole story behind it.
Yeah.
It's about Bruce Lee's. I think it was Bruce Lee's family member is gonna fight all of China to stop the dictator, and it's just a shooter. and when you shoot people, they turn into nuclear bombs.
Oh, jeez.
The worst game ever made, but it's funny as shit. Like, just find it on YouTube and just watch it. You will laugh your ass
Is that
off.
one with like really crappy graphics?
Oh, it's horrible.
Where it looks like it's just like little bleeps and stuff like that here,
Yeah,
and then you just see him falling out. You got to aim ahead of him and shoot him and stuff like that.
And the sprite is Jackie Chan.
Oh, no shit!
And it's just Jackie Chan, like, in little weird poses. It's,
Oh my god, that's awesome!
that's the worst game ever made.
That's amazing. Did you know that McDonald's had a video game on Sega Genesis back in the day?
And it was awesome.
What was it called? I can never remember the goddamn name.
I think it was just called.
No, it's not.
No,
It's not. It's not. Oh, it's got some weird name. Like, you can play this black kid or this white kid, and they run around and they collect little floating M's, and they spew like
That's
goo
a
out of a
different game
gun.
then, because the one I know you play is Ronald McDonald.
Oh, I didn't even know that was that game. Trying to get this shit away from the Hamburglar. That's an innuendo, right?
You have to wonder. you have to wonder. They go into a dev team,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, they're pitching the idea. It's like 5 guys, and they're like,
He goes, hold on.
oh, all right, this is the idea for the video game, and then they're gonna be like, all right, so what's the idea? McDonald's. Boom, they drop a kids
McNuggets and chip.
and you see all the devs like, what the hell? But then they drop that McDonald's check on the table. They're happy as shit.
Imagine being Michael Jackson walking in to pitch that game. He's just coming. He goes, "All right, guys, I got a game for y'all. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna moonwalk everywhere. We're gonna kill people, bad people."
Dude, that Moonwalker game was still.
Yo, wasn't
off
it
the
great?
shit.
It was
Oh,
so bad, but it
You-
was. He fucking throws dust. He throws dust at people.
You remember the old Chuck E. Cheese here, right?
Yes.
The old one. I'm talking about
the one in
where-
Henrietta, right?
No, like where Lowe's is now in Greece.
I don't go to Greece.
Oh,
I
man.
have too much money to go to Greece.
Well, there used to be an old Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I'm talking about when there used to be arcades.
back right after DZ went under.
Before that. I'm talking about when people had almost afros.
Yeah.
Like, they started shaving down their afros.
Dog, you can't be that. You can't be that young, old. Fuck.
Oh, I was young at that time.
He goes, "I got some kids." That's the line.
Let's put it this way. This Chuck E. Cheese had a Sinistar in it.
Oh God, what the hell's that?
It's an arcade cabinet
Okay.
that will put nightmare. It's nightmare fuel. But that had the Moonwalker arcade.
Let's play it.
Oh,
Yo, what's that church that was turned into an
find it.
arcade place?
Here?
Yeah.
It's probably Swilberger.
No. It's like it literally was a church that was turned into like an arcade. It's pretty recent. It's over, I think, downtown, like near Boulder and stuff like that. Boulder Coffee.
It's Swilberger. Then.
it?
South
I don't
Ave.
fucking know.
South Clinton. I don't know. I'm still there though.
I'm gonna go one of these days. It's gonna be on the list now.
I love video games, and like on my channel I went and I recorded the video game museum inside Strong.
Yeah, that's really legit.
Oh, dude, I can spend all day in there. My wife gets mad at me because she'll be like, "We came here to take the kids. You've been up here for 2 freaking hours."
You should be like, go show them the Wegmans. One day they can be cashiers.
Well, that's my trick. Is I'll leave her at Wegmans. I'll leave her at Wegmans with the little one. So,
Everybody thought it was a treat to be a cashier at the Wegmans. I want to be a cashier.
Oh,
I want to be a cashier.
dude, you never want to get stuck with my little one at Wegmans because she'll keep going and going and going, and you're like, how many times are you gonna keep buying crap and like keep getting the same receipt?
Same thing.
Dude, going there, like my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
she's not a big gamer as my little one, but she loves the museum.
Oh, because it's
The video
fascinating.
game
There's just so
museum.
much interesting stuff up there.
Dude, it's the best $100 you could spend for the year. Because
Yeah.
the membership's only $100. We get it every year. 'Cause
No shit.
We get it and we go, and I'm like, whenever it's crappy out or the kids are out of school, that's where we go.
Yeah.
And it's nice because you got places to hang out. And I've done a couple shows at the museum,
Oh, that's cool.
so some of the people there already know. So they're oh hey Sal.
What's up, Sal? Salvador.
So it's kind of nice. And then I have a friend who used to work with me when I was younger at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And he's the manager at the gift shop.
Okay, that's small
I've been
world
dying
for
to
you.
go see him, and
Yeah, $100. Is it $100 a person or just $100 overall?
for the family.
That's really good.
dude. It's like 100 and some change with tax and stuff. But
Now you got to do me something, man. You got a family. You have beautiful, constructible, moldable minds. You need to take them to the planetarium, and you need to take them to the Museum of American History, and you need to take them and show them the dinosaur bones.
Well, we have memberships to the Science Museum too.
I gotta go.
Oh, dude,
I haven't been so long.
I'm a huge fan of Nikola Tesla.
Oh yeah.
So whenever we go there, this is my tradition. We go up to the 3rd floor,
Okay.
take a picture in front of Tesla every time.
I
My
love
kids
it.
think it's
That's so funny.
They're like, Dad, you're so lame.
She'd be like, Elon Musk wouldn't think we're lame.
Right. He named his damn cars after this man.
Yeah.
Show some damn respect.
No, see, that's where's the building, the science building?
It's right next to the planetarium.
Is it? Jesus Christ! This is how you can tell I haven't been in so long. I want to go to the art museum too. I'm a little.
See,
like that lately.
I graduated from School of the Arts, so it's right in front of the museum.
School of the Arts. I love soda.
It's right in front of the museum. So
Oh shit!
it's funny because the 4 years I was there, we only went to the museum once.
What road is that off of?
Prince Street,
Oh, okay, I know where that is.
Alexander. and Fish
Yeah.
Street. But that museum, I don't think it costs that much to really.
No,
go
it's
in.
not that expensive
Yeah.
to go into. And then when you're done, you take the little trek over to Starry Night Cafe, and you wear your big Coke bottle glasses and your inappropriate hat when
Are they
it's too
still
warm
open?
out. I think Starry Night's still open.
Also, yeah, Starry Nights, but Dark Horse closed.
Dark Horse. I heard what you said.
No, well, you know,
I'm kidding.
I forgot the name of the plaza that was right across from the museum. It was like
You're talking to the guy who just learned where the museum was.
no, but you have to know that little mall there, next to Starry Nights Cafe.
Oh, like the little series of like strips and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I didn't know it actually had a name. I thought it was just a bunch of stores.
But there was a coffee shop there too called Dark Horse Coffee, and they closed a year ago.
That's sad.
That was my spot when I used to go to Comics Etc. Because Comics Etc. is like a block away.
That's another place I gotta go is Comics Etc. Damn
dude,
it, man.
Andy there, he's the owner. Mm-hmm. Sweetest guy you ever meet.
I'm gonna talk to him, see if he wants to come on and talk about
Oh,
shit.
dude, reach out to him. Tell him Sal.
I'll say Sal sent me.
Yeah, Sal sent you.
Sal sent me. Is that like your that's your endorsement, right?
Oh yeah, Sal. Well, you got to do the mafia thing.
So my friend, he says.
Hey, Sal sent you. You got to.
That's how you get those free pizzas from Salvatore's, right? Tell him Sal sent you.
That was the worst joke. That was the worst joke my dad used to make it when we were kids. It was just when we used to pick up pizzas at Salvatore's because his name is Sal too.
Yes.
He'd be like, "Hey, do we get a discount? Because my name is Sal." Every time, I'm like, "Dad, it's not funny anymore."
I'm gonna tell
It was
a
funny the
story.
first time.
So we used to go to Darien Lake all the time when we were kids, and we would we'd rent the RVs, and we would go with the same family. I'm not going to say the family just because for whatever's sake. I just want to like. So we would go and we'd spend like a proxy. We'd spend the whole week with them, and we would, because we're in the RVs, we'd have access to the facilities earlier than normal guests because you would just walk in. They don't really block it off. So. We went in the one day, and the father and the son in the RV next to us, the people we were with, they just disappeared for a bunch of hours and stuff like that. And they all came back later, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't need to do anything else today. We've just gotten in line ahead of everybody, like literally all day long." And I guess they were going around telling everyone that they were the Darians. So they would use their first name, and they'd say their last name was Darian, and then people would just, "Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to get on? And then the people were running the rides. They're just like, "Oh yeah, get right on." So the whole day, they're the Darians, just pretending and shit. Like, how did nobody catch that? I mean, the Darians really people or something like that?
It's called Darien Lake. It's like it's a national monument. It's not like a family.
I knew a guy though. His last name was Darian, so it seemed plausible.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe like Darien is in the lake, so it's not his lake. Like possessively, it's just him in the lake.
Old man Darien lives inside the lake.
Comes out every night covered
He
in
died.
moss.
His throat was slit.
He goes, "I don't want to have possession. I just want to be this lake." Darien the lake.
It is cursed, and that's why Six Flags left.
Is it not Six Flags anymore?
Oh no, dude, they left.
No shit.
10 years ago?
That's weird. Why would they leave?
Six Flags, man. They started losing money probably 2005, and then they just started closing amusement parks, and instead of closing, another company came and bought them out.
No way.
And now I think it's better because now it's owned by a private company, and now they have better prices.
Yeah, I think.
Back then, when it was Six Flags, it was like $60 to get in.
Yeah, I think I've been twice in the past 10 years. Both times were for concerts.
Yeah, but the concert gets you into the park.
It does. No. You got to buy a special ticket, but you get a discount on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I would love to go, but because I have a bad back, almost every ride is like.
Yeah, I can't do it. I get motion sickness.
I'm like, I want to get on, but
the
I also don't want
Predator
to be
is
in the
calling me.
Oh no, Predator.
All that
Even
wood.
when I had a good back, there was no way the Predator.
Imagine making like a modern theme park that just has wood roller coasters, and like you update them and you use different kinds of wood, like really flexible soft wood, so when you go around the curve it like bends and stuff, like just to fuck with people.
I kept telling my wife that when VR was popping up, I was just like, watch, they're gonna make a park that's purely VR.
Everybody goes and sits down in somebody else's fat, farty, smelly seat, and they get like air jets and water sprays on them, and their feet will go up and down.
It's going to be like a generic roller coaster, and what's going to make it feel different every ride is you just put on a goggle.
It'll start off as like a destination where you'll go to like some random building, just like somebody's got like 5 rows of 5, and then eventually you can buy it, put it right in your living room. You're like, all right, family, let's go to Darien today. Let's go.
5 years. Give it 5 or 10 years. That's going to be the future theme park.
How twisted is that? Like that's going to be the future, is people literally not doing things to do things.
I'm going to a park to sit on my ass that I could have done at home.
That's why I like our Friday nights and like stuff like this so much, because you put the electronics away, you put all that shit away, and you just get to talk to somebody, get to enjoy. Because I've had a couple people already reach out. They're like, "Oh, would you do like a phone interview? Would you do a Skype interview?" And I just like, I'm no one, and I always say no. I need to draw a line in the sand for my part, and if for me as a productionist, it's. I want to be here with you. I want to be able to reach out and touch your face if I wanted to. Like, I want that. That's because then you get that emotion.
There's so many podcasts and Skype shows. It's nice to have a one-on-one show.
Yeah.
And I've done podcasts over the phone before, and it just doesn't feel.
You sit there, you're twiddling your thumb, your legs are going up and down.
Yeah, it's awkward. You're just sitting like I did one in my old office, and I'm sitting there and I'm just drawing, and they're like asking me questions. I'm like, yep. It's not the same. Like here,
not engaging.
You get to interact. It's a lot better.
There's like steps that I need to take, so eventually there'll be like notepads on the table. So if you wanted to write something down to remember for later, and like there's gonna be steps to this. And obviously we were just talking about the backdrop, so we can make it a little better soundproofing and make it more appropriate and increase production value as it is.
Neon sign.
Yeah, it's gonna say "Eat at Moe's" or something. "Eat at Joe's." Is that what those signs say?
Joe's is gone.
Oh no!
Yeah, they went under.
You're blowing my mind today. I'm so heartbroken.
Yeah, I'm at home so much drawing that I keep up with current events.
So obviously you came from Puerto Rico, and then you kind of like worked your way through. So like, what was your childhood like growing up from like elementary, middle school to high school?
It was pretty good. Especially most people they'll always harp on the fact that they grew up poor. But I think
I was doing that joke with my wife too every time.
I'm always like, I think it was one of the best things that ever happened to me growing up poor, because I appreciate things a lot more now.
Are you saying that people who have money don't appreciate them?
No. I'm saying that when I grew up, because we were poor, like my dad would be like I said with the video game, like even though I had to trade away my stuff, I'm like, it was harder to get the things I wanted.
Yeah.
And so now I can tell my daughter, like, hey, you really want this? Let's go. Let's go cut the grass. Let's do this. I ingrained that in them. People with money work for it too.
It's like a incentivizing.
I just feel like I appreciated it more now that money is still hard to come by, especially as an artist.
Oh yeah.
Artists don't make any money, but I know that when we don't have money, I'm not freaking out because I have my family.
You've been like that before. It's not like a different feeling for you.
It's up and downs.
Yeah.
And even people with money have up and downs.
Yeah.
And so money is just a piece of paper stamped by the government.
Yeah, it's true.
And so the real riches in life come from interacting with people and
for sure.
drawing and health. And I learned health in the last few months because I almost died in September, and that was huge for me because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm so focused on doing comic books and going to Comic-Cons that I was slowly killing myself.
Yeah.
Now,
So what was going on? Obviously, you said you had a couple issues, and you said you have a back problem. Like, what happened? What's that from?
well, I broke my back.
Oh, Jesus.
In 2009 at an old job.
My God.
But it was kind of a blessing.
But you just said, I broke my back. You literally used those words, I broke my back.
Well, it's, it broke and it was mended, so, the science did mend me.
Bulged, herniated discs, broke some of the...
So 4 discs completely pancaked.
Oh, damn.
So...
What were you trying to catch, a fat guy?
No, it was just, I used to do inventory at gas stations.
Yeah.
I hated it. It was like one of those dead-end jobs, you're going to be in for life.
Yeah.
So I always had a passion
Allegedly.
I always had a passion for life,
Yeah.
and passion for art. And so when that happened, I was just like, what am I going to do? I was on...
Do you mind telling me how you broke your back?
Well, I was lifting a box of beer.
Yeah.
At a gas station. And it's just one of those huge crates, and it just...
You fragile flower.
Well,
I don't mean to make fun, but God damn.
You're doing that for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's just going to wear down.
You just give out. And I remember when it happened, like my legs just went to gel. And so when I went to the hospital, the doctor was just like, had you come in that day, I don't think your disc probably would have put you in chiropractor, would have been fine.
Uh-huh.
But the problem is that I kept working for 2 weeks after.
Oh, God. Shit.
So then I kept doing that. So I didn't realize that I had bulged my disc. I thought, just a spasm.
Yeah.
So then eventually it just pancaked. And so I didn't know what to do. And finally I got taken out of work. And so for those years I was on workers' comp, and I was just like, I can't be disabled. Like I hate
you're
being
too young,
home all
you
the time.
got kids, you got a family.
So during that time I kept thinking, what am I going to do when I get better? And I've always drawn. So I'm like, I'm going to do comics. And luckily my friends at First Print Comics, they were like, hey, we're going to do a cover for Ninja Turtles. We want you to do the cover.
No shit.
And so I'm like, sweet, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I was already getting better. I was getting a lot better. And I finally settled my workers' comp case. And I was like, I'm ready to do this. And the cover came out in 2014.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I wanted to do comics, but once I saw that the comic book industry was the way it was, it's very politics driven.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the right people, you don't get anywhere.
Because it's such a saturated market.
It is a saturated market, and even though all the artists are very supportive of each other, which is awesome, I just felt like I was getting nowhere. And going to conventions, my fans are super supportive. I love every one of them, but I finally had to step back, and I'm like, these cons are kind of...
There's got to be a way that you can advertise without having to go to the cons to meet those people, and then sell your books strictly online, or print to sell or something like that.
Well, that's the thing is I was thinking about it, and my story, my comic, I didn't feel like it worked as a comic anymore, because I feel like comics...
I think it does. I think you're putting yourself in a hole there.
No. I wanted to make a movie now.
I was just going to say, why don't you do animations on YouTube, dude?
Right. And that's where YouTube comes into play, is I want to build a YouTube channel.
Ooh.
And so that's when I built the Otero Studios page.
I love it.
And now slowly getting a subscriber base, so that way I can introduce the new Midnight Eye movie.
That's where it's at, dude.
And I can reach more people.
Tons more
globally, people. And I can interact with people on YouTube and do these live streams, and
I mean, think about all the conduits too. You've got YouTube, you've got Twitch, you've got Ustream, you've got Facebook Live, you've got Instagram Live. You figure out a way to put them all together, try to monetize it, but you can also show the development process, and people will watch that and they'll comment on it, and you might even be able to get ideas on how to make things better, do side stories, side plots.
And other streamers.
Yeah.
They all, everyone I've met so far has been super supportive. I very rarely have come across someone that's been like, nah, don't do it.
That person probably eats rocks for dinner.
Well, the bigger the bigger YouTubers will say, no, YouTube's dead because they already made their money.
There's not a limited amount of money in this world to be made doing these things. I just saw somebody yesterday. They made a Shark Tank like 2-3 weeks ago. They literally made an invention. The people who do Blue Apron, right? You know Blue Apron? Yeah. They came on and they pitched a Blue Apron like business. It's exactly like Blue Apron. It's fucking Blue Apron. And then literally, I think it was Monday, I was watching whatever was on Hulu, and I saw an advertisement for another Blue Apron-like company. So don't fucking tell me the market's saturated and there's too much shit in there. Unless you're starting a flower boutique, like, Jesus Christ, there's so much money to be made. People are always looking. There's more people. There's more shit that needs to be bought. There's more things that have to be done. Don't fucking tell me it's dry.
Well, and not just that. It's just if you already have a fan base that comes with you, and that's been the hardest part, is transferring my fans over from Facebook to YouTube.
Why?
Well, I noticed that YouTube's algorithms are a little weird, or Facebook, because I will link my YouTube on Facebook. Mm-hmm. No one sees it. But I'll put a post up like...
That's what I've had to do. I've had to literally
I made a peanut butter sandwich today. 34 people like it.
I love it.
What the hell?
Well, somebody said, so like I just started using Instagram because of one of my guests. And then I just started using Twitch because of one of my guests. So now I'm going to have to start using Twitter because of another one of my guests.
Oh, I love Twitter.
They said Twitter's the best way to get it out.
Yeah.
Bind everything together and then get it out using Twitter.
Well, Twitter's the way that I got more subscribers right off the bat now.
Fuck you. Come on. I really got to get Twitter now?
Dude, Twitter.
God damn it.
I'm telling you right now. So Twitter.
I don't have any time.
Twitter. What's nice about Twitter, though, is you can link all your other accounts to it.
Yeah, I think my Instagram's already hooked up to, but it's like I said before, it's not hooked up to the actual Life on Record Facebook page.
Right.
Which I'm thinking at some point is just going to end up dying because everything I post just goes to my Facebook.
Well,
and everybody who's on the Life on Record page is on my Facebook.
Well, that's the thing. Facebook, too, is like I have an Otero Studios web page on Facebook.
Yeah.
No one sees it because Facebook favors people who pay.
Yeah.
So if I sponsor the link, then people will see it. And I always tell myself, should I sponsor it? But I'm like,
still there. I don't know. $3-5.
I'm like, I'd rather spend the $3 or $5 on a new piece of equipment for recording.
Increase the quality for the people who are already there.
Yeah, especially because on my YouTube channel, I noticed that I was recording in 4K the other night with my phone.
Yeah.
The drawings look amazing, but it was taking up 30, 40 gigs on my phone. So I have to delete the file.
That's why I like the AnyConverter. So like when I record onto the Q8 over here, my file's going to be about 15 gigs when we're done here. After I convert it to whatever movie file I decide to, it goes down to like 3 or 4.
But it doesn't compress it.
No, but when I upload it to YouTube, so it's 1080p here. When I upload it to YouTube, it's like 270, and I can't figure out how to change it. I would rather take longer to upload a good video. I don't know.
And that's the thing is the 4K takes forever too.
It takes like you got to put it on at night.
I took a 15-minute speed drawing, and it took me 4 hours. 15 minutes, but then if I did it in 1080p, it was 15 minutes to upload.
Oh, fuck you.
So,
damn.
And what doesn't help is, I don't know anybody out there who has Spectrum, Time Warner.
Hi, buddy. I'm waiting for green light.
It's very spotty, right?
I'm waiting for green light.
Yeah, me too.
Because they got the fiber wire that they just put in here. As soon as we get it, I'm gone. Gone, bitch.
They swear it's 60 megabits per second, but I test it, and it's constantly at 12.
It's hilariously bad. My buddy, he tested this. It was at 5. He goes, you're going to need to get an Ethernet.
What are we going to do with 5?
I can't do shit with 5. I put it right next to it. I'm like, literally, you're right here. You have to go nowhere.
Well, when you're drawing, too, and that's why I can't live stream the drawing aspect, especially when I do the Cintiq drawing.
Yeah.
Because, it's going to graphically alter the bandwidth. it's gonna kill the bandwidth. And then I have kids watching YouTube upstairs. I have my father-in-law watching his YouTube. My wife's on her phone on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So that's so many devices using up.
Such a minimal amount of bandwidth.
So
it's crazy how much they charge for such a little bandwidth.
Oh, it's criminal.
That's coming from me. I'm the guy. I'm about to switch to Ting. I have the card upstairs to switch, but right now I spend, I think, $55 a month for 2 gigs through T-Mobile, because this is pretty much a T-Mobile phone. But when I switch to Ting, it's just going to be pay for what I use. And I've never used the 2 gigs because I know 2 gigs is so little.
Well, you're going to be on Wi-Fi most of the time, right? So
No, I'm outside most of the time. I work probably 8 or 9 hours outside every day.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when you actually use the phone, though, right?
Well, because I'm part of like a couple chats, so they always pop up, and then I always get the notice from YouTube, and that takes up data every time someone's like, "Hey, somebody post a new video." I'm like, "Fuck, can you just wait till I'm in Wi-Fi and then blow my phone up, please?"
See, the phone contracts, and
They're silly.
it's just like, even when things start to get monetized, it's like, it's all going to go to all the...
Yeah, the other stuff you've already spent money on.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm doing this more to get the art out there, because the convention scene was just too much.
Well, what it costs, you got to rent the table. You've got to get to the con.
What it was, I got lucky because turtles are so big. So they see that I did a turtle book, and they're like, "Hey, we got a free table for you. You just got to pay."
No shit.
We just got to pay for this. Or some places will actually just pay for everything and just got to drive there. So I got lucky in those regards. But what was killing me was just the travel. Being in a car for 5 or 6 hours.
It's not good for your back either.
5 or 6 hours back. Hotel beds are not as comfortable as my bed at home.
He goes, "I got that orthopedic."
Yeah. And the thing is like, when I'm at home too, and especially if I'm in another state,
Yeah.
I have medical insurance for my back that's covered for life because of my back problems.
Yeah.
But out of state,
Something happens.
I'm not covered. So, like, if I have a flare up, I have to wait till I'm back home. And then my chiropractor's here, so if I have a bad day, I'm like, "Hey, I need that hookup.
Yeah. Help a brother out, please.
Straighten me up."
That's funny. Nah, that's crazy though. Yeah, I've had back pain, but you just startled me, bro. How rude are you?
We had a small interruption.
If you go around your neighborhood and talk to people, it can speed up the green light coming to your neighborhood. Yeah, no, we already did that. We did the online application thing. Dr. Bertoni is definitely watching, and I'm missing half of what he's saying.
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
Sorry, doctor.
I'm so sorry, Doc. Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock? That was back in my b-boy days.
I couldn't b-boy back then. I was too heavy.
I missed it, dude. I was so small back then. I always show my wife found. Oh my god. She found one in my first break battle, and I was like, I swear to you, I was better than this video. I swear to you, I was better.
I always wanted to break dance, and
so
you
much
know,
fun,
I always tried, but I was always so heavy. So I'm like, big dude.
Nah, because don't say that. Because did you ever watch Joey Igo from crap? He had that really popular video floating around like between 04 and 07 where it had like the electronic background. I think it was Blue Accession or Perfect Blue Accession was the song. He was just doing like flips and stuff, and he was kicking soccer balls and flipping down to get them, and he was jumping over trash cans and flipping and jumping on rocks and stuff. Well, in his videos, part of Multi-Level Moves, that's the company. But they had this big ass bodybuilder dude who's doing like flares and stuff. I was like, so it is possible.
Oh, I wasn't big, like muscular. I was fat. Like,
because it was a guy. It was a local guy who was probably about 220, 230, and he was probably like 5'8". I don't remember his goddamn name, but he was a big boy, and he fucking killed it at those competitions, yo.
See, I remember, like, because some of my buddies used to b-boy.
Yeah.
And they would always try to help me.
Come on,
like,
man, just gotta get it.
Like, train.
Just get it.
I'm like, yeah, I can't do it.
It's all those baby steps, right?
But this was before my back went up. But now I'm pretty sure if I try, I'd probably break my back again.
So it's interesting though that so you're currently an artist, okay?
Yeah.
And then throughout high school, like what was your plans? What were your sports? What were your activities? Like what led you to? Because obviously you went to working in, I don't want to say like a gas station, but essentially you worked in a gas station. It was
I traveled to different gas stations because I was like an auditor.
Oh, I know what job you did. Those people don't give a fuck about you.
Quantum.
I didn't want to say a business name.
It's okay.
Allegedly.
No, they actually cared, but it just the way that it all went down kind of sucked. But
you're working 12-hour days. There's no reason in this population you should ever work a 12-hour day. I don't care who you are, unless you're like, a super wealthy billionaire and you want to keep that money rolling in. There should be a point though, wealth-wise, where once you get there, you're like, okay, I get this. I can go live life now.
Yeah, no,
maybe that's just coming from a poor guy.
they didn't care. But when I was in high school, what I really wanted to do was do comics.
He's giving us compliments. I blew him a kiss.
I wanted to do comic books and I wanted to do animation, but
did you take those classes or something while you were there?
Well, School of the Arts is awesome because
School of the Arts. What year did you graduate? Hold on.
The what?
What year did you graduate?
04.
Fuck yeah, you might have known my buddy Corey McCants. The rest of the coffee's yours. He was I think he was there for music theory or I don't remember. Corey
I'm so bad with names. If I see the face, maybe it'll pop up. But
I still can't believe your cousin's Reyes. I still can't believe that's your cousin. You guys are so different.
Well, when we were in Monroe, like I remember when we were gonna go to different schools, we were freaking out.
He's like, "Who's gonna have your back, man?"
Because we were together since freaking elementary school.
Yeah.
And then I got accepted to School of the Arts, and then we're like, oh no, we're going to different schools. It kind of sucks.
Was he hurt?
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, especially because another buddy of ours at the time, I don't know if he still talks to him, but I haven't talked to him in ages, but he ended up going to another school too. Yeah. So it was like all three of us.
Oh, damn, that sucks, man.
Yeah. But, you eventually down the road we'll probably run into him again.
Yeah.
But
what was that quote from the Tom Cruise movie Vanilla Sky? Another life when we're both cats. I don't even know what the hell that means.
Dude,
she was crazy.
I went through a phase.
I
went through a phase where I watched that movie almost daily.
I couldn't get. So I got through that once, and I got through Sunspot Mine, or the Jim Carrey one.
Oh, Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah, and then what's that other one with the kid from fucking Scrubs where he loses his mind and he comes back and he loses Garden State? Is it Garden State?
I never watched that one.
Yo, those three movies all rolled out around the same time, and I was like, yo, what is going on with the psychotropic world right now in film? Like, it's all these super deep, hard to get a hold of, like, make you think and wonder about being a crazy person.
I dig Vanilla Sky because it's kind of like The Matrix, and I like movies like that, where it's like a movie within a movie within a movie.
Okay, so yeah, obviously I saw it when I was too fucking young. But
Truman Show, like I like that.
Oh my God, you're ridiculous. So with Vanilla Sky, what was it? It was because he got deformed, right?
So the movie, when he gets into the accident,
yeah,
he gets deformed,
gets his fucked up face.
So then they say, "Oh, we'll bring you back. We'll put you in this vat, and then you'll be fine." So the whole time you're thinking that he got reconstruction surgery.
Yeah.
But he actually they killed him.
They euthanized him.
Yeah, cause that's why they kept putting in
like a cat.
That's why in the whole movie they kept bringing up that commercial for that company that
no shit
that puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
And then in your dreams you live out your fantasy. What happens in his fantasy is that it gets corrupted.
Oh, good.
So it's like bad software.
Yeah.
So at the end, he meets that weird dude.
Imagine how twisted that is. You're like, all right, y'all are going to put me down, right? Yep, okay, cool. This is going to be nice and easy for me. And you start going to sleep, and then all of a sudden, for the next, 80 years, it's just monsters and ravaging and shit like that.
This
isn't what I paid for.
The idea of it...
But somebody's got to get a refund.
But the idea of it is awesome though. Like I could totally live with being put to sleep and living in a dream world as long as it doesn't get corrupted. I could
blast you full of DMT or something.
Yeah.
Just die.
Sign me up. Make sure that in this dream world I am from the planet Vegeta. I can fly. I can change my power level.
I want full control. So here's a fun fact I learned the other day. If you ever think you're in a dream, look at your hands. Because in your dreams, for some reason, your brain can't process hands properly, so they get really really fat and stuff, or like try to pick up like a book or a piece of paper and read it. Because for some reason, like just the way that your brain works while you're dreaming, it can't put together like sentences and stuff like that on a sheet. So look at your hands and look at a piece of paper. And once you're in there, now that you know you're in there. So I did this the other night.
That makes sense because in some of my dreams, like there's I'll sometimes have dreams that I'm like putting together my comic book collection. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing on the comic
titles.
books.
You're like, how do I organize
What the hell?
I have a theory about dreams that when you're dreaming, you're actually tapping into another universe where something's happening to you and you're watching it happen.
I've always thought that because like
my brother.
I always thought that like the multiverse theory is true.
Yeah.
Because some dreams are like way too real.
Right.
And I'm like, that could happen.
Yeah.
But things have played out so differently.
How about the really fucked up ones though, where you're just like, "There's no way," and then you're like, "Yeah, there's got to be way. There's got to be way."
Well, like there's like in one dream, there's like, this is before I met my wife. Mm-hmm. I had a dream that I was with a girl that I broke up with years ago.
Yeah.
But I would have ended up with her had things changed just slightly.
So you're saying you were tapping into another you?
Yeah, like.
Wonder about all those times you die. Are you really there watching you die?
I've almost died. Like that's why my one of my old martial arts instructors used to be pretty funny because he'd be like, well, on the Chinese zodiac, you're a tiger. Mm-hmm. I was like, that explains why I've almost died like 8 times. So
I'm just a cat.
This 9th time, I got to be really fucking careful.
Yeah. You got to go back there and like record them all. Just figure out what's there and what's not there.
Well, because like when I was 6, I went to Disney World.
Yeah.
And we went to a water park, and I almost drowned. I got into a car accident, and one of the people died in the car. So I made it out. The 3rd time, I got shot here. Like a bullet hit me right here.
You got shot in the fucking head.
I got shot at a party.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
You know what saved me?
Sal, you got shot in the fucking head.
You know what saved me though? Brick.
Do you have adamantium skeleton? You got shot in the goddamn head, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, it's so many times like I've almost shit the bed, you know, and I'm like, it must be because I'm a tiger.
That's fucking insane.
Good thing I'm not a dragon.
Oh, God.
I would have been slain.
It's like dragon heart. You got to give away half of your heart. The guy's like, I've got the dragon's heart.
I'm the Highlander.
Oh, God. That's so scary, dude. You got shot in the goddamn head.
It's funny, though, because when my friends who were at the party,
yeah,
they retell the story.
Yeah.
They make me out to be like this huge, big hero.
You're like, he ran in front of the bullet and blocked it with his face.
I was like, no, man, I was drunk. I didn't even know I got shot until I walked into the. Literally, I was on the porch and I was just like, and then I hear firecrackers go off, and then I feel something hit my head. So when the police come, right? The detective's right there. The detective's right there, and he's just like, so what happened? I was like, I have no idea.
I got fucking shot.
I got shot. Like, why are you talking to me?
I'm having trauma issues right now.
It was so funny though, because my older cousin was at the party,
yeah,
and when it happened, he was so terrified of my parents when my parents showed up that he just bolted.
Your dad's just like, we left Puerto Rico because of things like these.
Right. In Puerto Rico, like I'm pretty sure I would have died.
Oh my god!
But it was.
Oh, that hurts.
I look back and laugh, but even that night, like I was laughing because I was like, cousin Joey just bolted.
You need to draw that animation. Just like, this is the time I got shot, and just you sitting on a porch with like a fucking bullet wound in your goddamn head.
I try to keep things a little PG.
No, man, you got to put that on a T-shirt. You sell the shit out of that. And I got shot. What do you about the time I got shot?
I got shot, and then I'm back. No, I'm not a rapper.
No, it's too much.
It's so funny because like,
oh shit.
No one like when I went to school, the because it happened on a Saturday when I went to school on the Monday. I had the bandage over my head because it was
You can find me in
it was only a couple
St. Louis.
stitches, and
That was down here. Sorry, the Band-Aid for Nelly.
I remember everyone in class, they were like, "You didn't get shot." No one believed me. I was like, "Yeah, I got shot," and they're like, "Why wasn't it on the news?" I didn't die.
That's why it's not on the news, fucker.
It would have been on the news had I been dead, and
Then you wouldn't have been able to ask me this question. Stupid.
It was so funny though. Like I look back and
Oh my god.
you can laugh at it now.
That's
but,
so scary, man. Yo, what the hell?
and then it was multiple times like
Multiple shots.
no more shots, but close calls with
Yeah.
machine equipment and stuff like that.
What I'm gonna do from now on, like when I have children, is every time they have like a near death, I'm literally just gonna write it down, and then at some point in their life, I'm gonna give them bookends like it's your responsibility now to fill this in. Every time you almost die, write this down, just because imagine like how grateful you are for the fact that like the way that statistics and odds work, that you were just a fraction of an inch over this way, and it grazed this way, and it cut you open that way, or you fell down a stair and it missed one more step and you would have cracked your neck, or
Well, the detective said that had it not been for it being an enclosed porch, you would have been dead. So I'm like, that's cool. Can I get back to my beer?
Yeah. I'm just thirsty over here.
Yeah, I was just like, I was having fun till you assholes. Because I wanted to keep partying.
Yeah.
It's not until I walked back into the party that people were like, "You're bleeding." I was like, "Really?" You're reckless when you're
That's
when
so
you're
crazy,
young,
man. Jesus.
But it was fun. Like
How old were you?
18.
Allegedly. Got it.
I know we would have gotten in trouble for the
Yeah.
alcohol, but the cops were more concerned about catching whoever shot
About somebody getting shot, yeah.
Because the whole thing started because the guy who owned the house
Yeah.
kicked these guys out.
Well, where were you living?
Well, it was a house party,
Oh, got it.
and it was in bad neighborhood,
Yeah.
and the party was going fine until the owner of the house kicked these guys out because they were like being belligerent with the women.
You can have any beer you want as long as it's a Corona. You gotta leave, bro. We only got Corona.
No, it was worse than that. They were just like touching the women.
Yeah.
And so the owner of the house, he was just like, "You gotta leave."
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "F you, F you." And I saw these guys leave.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the porch, and I'm like, I was drunk already.
Yeah.
And then like 20 minutes later, I hear the firecracker. I thought it was firecrackers because it was near the 4th of July. So
Yeah.
I'm like, because school was going to get out like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
So it was around summerish.
How do you get that mad and not being able to get laid at one spot that you shoot that spot up, as opposed to just being a rational individual
Dude.
who does that and just going to go fetch somewhere else?
And now as an adult,
An adult.
I can blame it on one thing: alcohol.
Oh, don't say that.
See, well, that's the thing. It's like alcohol responsibly is fine, but you give a bunch of not even 21-year-olds alcohol. That
The
shit
ATF would disagree. Alcohol doesn't affect you like that. It's up to the consumer.
I don't even think half those guys were 18 yet. I turned 18 my senior year of high school.
So you guys were a bunch of fucking kids, and somebody had a gun as a child. What
the
kind
hood.
of kids did you hang out with?
It's the hood, man.
Where did you live?
Well, I didn't live there.
No. Where did you live?
Well, I lived in the West Side, like by Lyle. So
Stop! Don't even. That's almost this bad.
Not as bad
You're
as
like
where
a
we
road
were.
away.
no, we were at Clifford.
Oh shit!
Clifford
Remember
Ave.
Otis?
I actually,
Did you ever go to Photo Dong over there?
yeah, I know the owner.
I took the wife there a couple times, and every time
Such a
we'd go
bad
there,
area.
I would ask them for a seat by the window just to make sure I could watch my car not get broken into.
If you want good pho, you gotta go.
We go to see a lot.
Yeah.
What's
'cause
that other joint in Greece?
There's a place in Greece now.
Yeah, right next to the McDonald's over by, what's that road? If my buddy Norm was watching, he'd tell me what it is.
I had no idea there was a pho place.
Yeah, it's a small joint. Pho's not like their specialty. They're like an Asian foodery. Did you ever do the car shows? They used to hang out at the McDonald's over there. It might have been one road past Lyle, whatever that is. It's near Mount Hope. Mount Reed, sorry. What's so if you get off at Mount Reed, like the last possible exit, and you make a right heading north, that first intersection there. If you go down right, there's like an auto zone. You go down left, there's a McDonald's right there.
Oh, okay. You're talking about where the Family Dollar is?
Yeah, that's same plaza.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a joint on the end there. It's pretty new.
Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't even know they had pho there. I thought it was just Chinese food there.
Oh, that's so racist.
Well, because it used to be a
racist.
Chinese restaurant before.
It was,
and
and then it changed ownership, so now I think it's a Laos restaurant, or it might be a Thai restaurant. But
oh man, you're making me hungry now.
I just go to see all this. So fucked up thing. So the wife and I start our diet on Mondays, and I was planning on going to Donuts Delight tomorrow morning to get breakfast. And she got up before me. She had shit to do this morning. She goes, I brought us a treat. And she brings in Donuts Delight. I was like, motherfucker. I was like, this is how I know you're my wife. I was like, we both thought the same thing.
Ridge Donut is amazing.
Yeah?
It's right here, right off 104.
And
And
had there sometime.
the oil they use is so good. It's like lard. It's awesome.
It's those trans fats, bro.
Oh, good. If you're going on a diet
Yeah.
and you know it's going to be a miserable diet,
I don't have miserable diets, man. I enjoy myself when I cut.
I
I gotta do it, man. You gotta have fun.
I have little pockets of fun.
They're just scattered all about. It's like one of those advent calendars. It's pop one open.
I have a Kit Kat today.
That reminds me. One of my best friends in Florida, he started his diet with one of the trainers at the gym that I worked at in Florida. And the trainer was like, why is your weight not going down? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, we got you on a diet. We got you on this. We got you on that.
The trainer looks back and he's got a Snickers.
He goes, are you cheating? He goes, yeah, you told me I could cheat. He goes, how often are you cheating? He goes, every day. He goes, that's not what I said. He goes, yeah, you said I could cheat. I could have a cheat. He goes, I inferred that it's every day I could have a cheat. So he's like, oh, I'm like a giant sized candy bar every day. Steve.
See, I calorie count.
Yeah.
So I calorie count every day. So like near the end of the week is when I have we'll order pizza or something not so healthy.
So that means you get breakfast, no lunch, and then dinner.
I actually skip breakfast. I have a pretty big lunch and then I have a really light dinner. So I stay about 1,500 calories a day.
You're too low.
Well, I have some fat to give away.
Yeah, but you're what, 6-footish, and you probably
No,
weigh...
I'm 5'10". I'm short.
Damn, son. And then what do you weigh, like 215, 220?
220.
Yeah, so your basic calorie intake's like 2,200 for a day without any adjustment.
Well,
So
it was
probably at
2,000 originally.
That's not so bad. Are you dropping?
I'm trying to drop, yeah.
Are you dropping? Don't say you're trying. Are you?
Oh, yeah. I thought you asked,
you go.
is my goal to drop?
No. You never say try. Try just infers that you're ready to fail.
No. I'm my goal is to hit 180 again.
Hell yeah.
Because I got to 180 when I first released the Turtle book, and it was the best shape I was in.
No shit.
And then slowly packing back up when I started doing conventions.
So are you able to still go to the gym and like kind of get stuff? Because you really can't do a lot of standing stuff.
Well, because of what happened in September, I had to stop working out, but now I'm working out again, slowly.
Damn, I would have fucking sued those assholes. They almost gave you a goddamn stroke.
Well, the problem is that what I like to say is that there was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I have a nerve doctor, I have a back doctor, I have a neck doctor. And so they were all prescribing me different things. And so they gave me like a cocktail of problems. And so I got hospitalized for stroke and then epilepsy. I didn't have any of those things. I had to research myself that it was interactions between the medicine. So
I was gonna say, do you get a lot of pain?
Oh, dude, I'm in pain all the time. But
you should look into kratom or CBDs.
And
because kratom works really well. That's how I stopped taking like the.
But I heard that the CBD oil is not legal.
Yeah, it is. 50 state legal. It says it right on the bottle.
Is it?
Yeah. You can buy gummies at a head shop. They can't sell it if it's not legal. Literally says on it, 50 state legal.
I definitely have to give it a try because the problem is that after I cut all the medicine, I'm in a lot of pain all the time.
Amazon, $30 for 30 of them. Take 2 or 3 at a time. Boom, bitch.
What I've been doing is just a lot of exercise. Exercise helps.
That'll
with
help
the pain.
too. Yeah, with the endorphins and stuff. The
I
kratom
do-
works really well too.
Triangle push-ups help. And then I do planks.
Yep.
So the planks will kind of straighten my back.
Yeah,
And
so
my
you.
chiropractor helps
What about
a
the
lot, too.
Supermans? Can you do those?
Superman push-ups? Or?
No, so what, you lay on your chest, you put your arms out in front of your head, and you put your legs straight back, and then you just flex so that only your midsection is on the floor, and you kind of squeeze your lower back muscles to like lift yourself
I've
off.
never tried that.
Hey, Supermans, those will strengthen the shit out of that low mid back.
I should definitely try that because I've noticed ever since I started working out again, like I said, I have to do it slowly because if I go back gung-ho like I was doing, because before I was going to the gym 5 days a week, and then I was doing karate Saturday and Sunday.
What belt are you?
Well, now I'm only an orange belt.
Oh, you lost your belts?
No,
You digressed.
I started doing karate about 3 years ago, but before that I did Filipino martial arts.
No shit. Did you the baton fighting, right?
No, Bukiti Terja, which is Kali.
Some good coffee. Kali. So what's that?
It's just straight up self-defense. There's no
Nice.
rhyme or reason to it. Like, it's just, hey, if someone's trying to kill you, this is how you kill them back.
Is that who's that cat on YouTube? One who's like, so what you want to do is you want to grab their fucking bows. You want to rip them off. Master Wang.
I've
Master
never heard of
Wang. Yo, he'll make your day so good because he describes, like, I think he uses Wing Chun or something like that. But when he describes it, he's just so vivid and detailed and graphic about it. He's like, when someone come at you, you take your hand, you punch him in the fucking throat. And you're just like, oh my God. You're like, I'm ready for this now. He's coming at me. I'm going to punch him in the throat, man. Like, he gets into it so hard. He goes, and then you grab this, and then you grab that, and then you do this. He goes, his life is over, bitch. Well, fuck with me. And he walks, you're like, damn. You grew up in the dark side.
I've always just liked martial arts because it always helped, like, keep my stress level down.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have self-defense, but I've always loved all the different styles.
They're gorgeous, aren't they?
So I have a friend down in Pittsburgh, and he owns a Taekwondo studio.
Ooh,
so,
TKD's cool.
So when I go down there, I like to watch his studio. So I'll take in any style. So
Yeah, buddy.
I think when you're open to all the styles, you don't have any biases.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives and negatives to all of them. So one of the guests I recently had on, he was the N1 champion. He 13-0.
See, I can never compete because like I get too
An
competitive.
erection when you get in public spaces that make you uncomfortable, just like a huge throbber.
No. no.
She's like, you're nervous, aren't you?
No. I get really competitive and I get like too competitive. Like that's how I am.
You can't get too competitive. It's shit, Sal.
That's how I play with video games. Like when play.
That's why I got to play board games with us because then I can see the perspiration running down your face.
You have to see me when I play video games. Like I get
it.
angry. I'm like.
Yes, those are the best people to play with.
Like Street Fighter.
Yes.
Like I just got Ultra Street Fighter for the Switch.
All right.
And I was playing online. Just had a winning streak, and all of a sudden this dude comes on, and I'm in the beginner lobby.
Shits in your cereal.
Oh, dude! And we just kept going back and forth, and finally he like kicked my ass, but like this much health bar, and I was like, mother. And my wife was like, what happened? I was like, I lost a Street Fighter. She was like, really? Really? You gotta yell at that? I'm like, you don't understand. There was some serious lag.
That's like when I was watching one of the guys who's watching right now. He was playing Cuphead the other day, and he played the same boss for over an hour. And I was surprised he was keeping his cool as well as he was because he just kept dying.
Dude, it's like Kings of Fighter 99. I don't know if you ever played that game. There's a boss in that game called Chrysalid. I'm probably butchering the name. But this dude is the cheapest boss I've ever fought. Yeah. He's like M. Bison on steroids. And so when you get close to him, he grabs you. But from far away, he does like a tornado kick that covers the whole screen.
Oh, jeez.
So you can't get near him, or you can't do projectiles because he'll stop them. And I kept playing Kings of Fighter. I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
It's so broken when they do that shit.
Dude, it's on purpose and you could even lower the difficulty all the way down.
Still almost impossible.
He's still freaking hard.
Yo, you know what game was hard as shit? Sonic the Hedgehog.
Part
The
one?
second one.
Oh, part two, yeah.
Like, did you ever go through and like hand collect all the emeralds so you could become supersonic? Because Dr. Robotnik at the end is so damn hard.
It makes like Sonic and Knuckles seem easy in comparison because
Sonic and Knuckles is so kick, dude. You play Knuckles, you just glide everywhere.
Yeah. See, I'm a huge fan, but
the wife brought us cookies.
thank you,
John. Look at that. The wife brought us cookies, buddy.
Those look so good.
Taking hints from his girlfriend.
Taking hits from his lady friend. We'll take the cookies all day.
Thank you.
Do you got diabetes? Because I don't have diabetes.
No,
That was for you, Steve.
I will if I eat too much of this though.
Stop.
Oh, this looks good.
This is why I love her.
Cookies are my kryptonite.
Junk food is my kryptonite, bitch. You can't go wrong with junk food.
Well, like burgers. Like I know burgers are so bad for you, but I can eat burgers all day.
Why are they bad for you?
Well, that's why like when we go to Red Robin, my wife's like, I know what you're gonna ask for. I always ask for the wheat bun or the whole grain bun, and then I ask for chicken instead of the burger meat.
You're breaking my heart, dude.
But when I'm trying to bulk up, then I ask for the.
See, I'm the other way. When I cut, I eat all the red meat I can. When I diet, when I bulk, I eat all the chicken I can.
See, I always thought that the chicken, because it's leaner, you know, it'll help you cut faster.
A little bit, but with the red meat and stuff like that, like I'm doing keto. So about 70% of my calories are going to come from fat. About 25 plus are going to come from protein. And everything else is going to come from like carbs, but really no carbs. So like I got like high fat, you got a napkin there. High fat, I got chicken fat legs. I got ground beef, steak, sausage, bacon, eggs. That's pretty much my proteins. And then all the cheese I want. High fat dairy. And then I put coconut oil in everything. I put butter on everything.
See,
Yo, and it works, dude.
I love butter on my eggs.
Yeah, that's a savage thing, isn't it? The only thing you got to make sure is you get like a couple servings of greens in a day to try and push all that stuff out. But it works, dude. So like I have a buddy right now who's doing it, and he's down a ton of weight. And then last year when I did it, I actually started a couple hundred calories higher than what my maintenance was, and the weight was dropping. Like it just fucking comes off, dude. And then you don't get hungry during the day. You don't get grouchy or anything like that.
See, my buddy, he's an ex pro wrestler, and he told me all the time. He's like, you got to do keto, and you see him now. He's like freaking ripped. And when he used to wrestle, he was a lot bigger and bulkier.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's all keto. Like
it's beautiful though, and like because of the way that your body operates to burn fat, you don't get that weird hunger craving, that weird gut like breath smelling stuff. You drink some water during the day. You have whatever else it is that you need. You can have a snack or a meal if you want. You can have nuts, but like you don't
I
ever
noticed
just
my
get
cravings are
starving,
gone
dude.
now.
It's crazy, right?
my cravings when I was eating horribly when I was at home because of being hospitalized. I was going through candy. I was eating a bunch of junk food. Like I would be drawing, and then I'm like, man, I really want to eat this. I'll have a bag of chips. And now that I'm eating a lot, higher fat, higher.
You're
I'm
eating
actually-
healthier, yeah.
Well, not. Not super. I wouldn't say super healthy, but I eat.
Because I'm jealous. About the cookies. It's too good.
Yeah, they are delicious.
But it's just crazy how quickly like your gut biome changes and you stop craving certain things. It's like the habit for me, and because I'm not that idiot who's like, I'm gonna diet. I'm starting today. I'm like, I'm dieting. I start in a couple weeks. I slowly convert into it. So like during Monday through Friday, I pretty much eat healthy until dinner, and then I eat my dinner. So I get my normal food, and then I binge. It's like during the day, I'm still like running on fats. I'm trying to get my body more used to it. So that way when Monday rolls around, it's just like, oh, we just don't get the shit at night tonight. Can we get more butter, please? I'm like, yeah, I'll give you more butter. Just eat a pat. All that high salt butter.
That's how I am with like I said, on the weekends we'll eat. I don't ever say I'm in a diet. What I do is just like I'll have, the pizza. I'll have the the junky foods whenever I want. But then during the week, I eat very conservative. I'll have my salads.
No.
The more, if instead of eating eggs in the morning, I'll have eggs for lunch, and I'll scramble 4 eggs in butter.
Dirty bitch. You're trying to pay more attention to it too, but you still want to live your life.
Yeah.
Because once again, it's a lifestyle. It's not a fucking diet. It's just who you are. It's just how you live.
You're still gonna die. So
Yeah. 80 years old. I remember for 27 years I did the same fucking diet.
it's like these. Like I knew a bodybuilder who all he did was eat chicken and brown rice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude,
It's my favorite diet. I said no one ever.
I'm like, change it up. He's like, yeah, but I want to keep this. I was like, yeah, but don't you want to enjoy, burgers every now and then?
I like giving myself that period of the year where I just go ballistic.
I love Baconators.
Dirty girl. Dirty savage monster girl you are.
And I got my wife hooked on it too. Like, we went to Wendy's once and she got a junior bacon cheeseburger. I'm like, try Baconator.
You're like, hold up. You want a Baconator? Yeah. You want a bacon? Yeah. Okay, here, have the bacon. She wants a Baconator.
Dude, it sucks because sometimes they don't cook it right. Like, they don't toast the bun.
You always got to ask for it too.
Oh, toasting
Like always
the bun?
say, what did my buddy say? So like if you go through and you order like a burger and fries, he said there's a certain thing you have to say every time you do it, so that way you make sure it's fresh because they have to order it.
Oh,
so
off
like
the grill.
I think it's like something like with the order. So like let's say a Whopper. I don't go to Burger King. It comes with like X, Y, and Z. You order it with or without one of those things, because then they have to make it fresh every time. Because they don't have them just sitting around like. I always order without pickles and onions.
I hate pickles, so
they always have to
and
pull the pickles
tomatoes.
off.
Like, I don't like tomatoes on my.
But that's the game.
Ugh,
But there's
because it's
something with
cold.
fries. Oh, you say extra crispy fries. Because then they have to make you extra. You have to make another batch.
Or no salt. Because then they always put salt.
Tell me you want your fries with no salt, and I'm gonna hit you.
No. I'm
Hit
just
you
saying.
metaphorically with brainwave.
Because if they don't put salt on it,
Yeah.
Because whenever they take the fries out,
Yeah,
they
toss that
always put
bitch
salt.
right in there. Yeah.
So if you say no salt, they always have to.
I can't imagine those fries being that good though.
Oh, you have salt packets in the truck.
Because I'm ready for it,
Dude,
I want the freshest food.
I stayed at so many hotels
Yeah.
that my car looks like a hotel now.
I remember, yeah, because you were showing me like the fold outs for all your artwork and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
it's
you've
so
seen it. You've
awesome.
Seen it. Oh, it's my truck is such a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Like it smells like a gym locker.
Nice.
Because there's times where I've had to sleep in there because the road trips have been so long.
Yeah.
So I remember I drove to I think it was Massachusetts,
Jesus.
and New York City.
That's about 6 hours.
And there was a storm. So coming back, I cut through Jersey, and I got stuck in PA. I stopped at a trucker stop, parked the car, and it was snowing out. So I'm sleeping in there, and then I had to get changed because I got soda all over me. And I was like, motherfucker, this is the worst trip ever.
How did you get soda all over yourself?
Because I'm driving, I'm trying to focus, and I was vaping at the same time. Because the vape helped me stay awake.
Oh, yeah, for
I was
sure.
trying to stay awake. I'm vaping, drinking, vaping, and I'm like, and all of a sudden, like this snowplow is getting too close. So I go like this and hit the soda,
There
and
it
it
goes.
gets all over
there
me.
It goes.
And I was like, everything that could go wrong on this trip went wrong.
You had a Murphy's Law trip.
Oh, dude, it was the worst.
That sucks.
Because I drove all the way to New York.
Yeah.
I got there, and the guy who booked the hotel, he was a sweetheart. Booked the hotel, but didn't put a credit card for incidentals, so they wouldn't give me the room.
Oh, shit.
And it was like 4 a.m.
Oh, shit.
So then I told the guy, I was just like, I left him a voicemail. I was like, dude, I got nowhere to stay in New York City, so I'm going to have to go home. And so I drove back that same night.
God damn.
So like this is like 9 a.m. I'm at the border of PA, New York, and
Yeah.
I'm
You've already been driving for 6+ hours, 7 hours.
I drove almost 8 hours to New York because I went the long way, and then I drove.
okay.
I drove back up the other way.
He goes, "You want my toll money? Fuck you, bitch."
I went through the New York mouth and went out the asshole.
Oh yeah, in the Lincoln Tunnel. Literally out the asshole.
Yeah.
In Jersey.
Yeah, that's why I said the asshole.
That's so funny.
It looks like a turd.
Oh Jesus. What's the furthest you ever had to go?
Oh man. In distance, I would say Bangor, Maine.
Where's that? Oh geez. Okay, so you're mostly northeast.
Yeah, but as far as time, I would say St. Louis.
Shit, that's cool.
But the time difference really screwed me up.
What time zone is that? That's not obvious.
Central.
Oh, okay.
But it was so weird because driving there wasn't that long, but because an hour went back.
Yeah, lost it.
We lost it in Indiana. And I went with another artist. And so we got to Indiana, and I'm like, dude, we're going to be late to set up.
Yeah.
And we're all freaking out. And then when we get to Indiana, we're like, oh, shit, we got an extra hour.
Because you got there early, yeah.
And it was a really screwy trip. But Bangor, because you have to take so many wines, it ends up being a longer trip.
Oh, that's weird.
From here, it's 13 hours. St. Louis, it's 12 hours. But
What?
it's further in distance.
Huh. So I'm guessing it's less highway to go the one way?
Yeah, because to go to St. Louis, you just cut down and then cut over.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Bangor, you have to cut through the 90 all the way through Massachusetts. Then you take all these little windy roads. It's the worst.
Oh, jeez.
And then there's almost $30 in tolls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I don't know why, because all that shit should have been paid for.
Just take the 104. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, but I love the people up in Maine. They were so awesome.
So wait, how did you decide before which cons you would go to?
It's just whoever invites me.
Oh, so you're not like, hey, I'm the Turtles artist. Can I get a table?
Well, in 2016, my wife became my manager at that time, and that's when she was.
She got a clipboard. Her hair always up, and she's got like weird glasses and a pencil skirt.
No, she was more badass than that.
So she's got cut off.
She's like Rambo. She's like Sarah Connor. She's like, I'm here to kill the Terminators. No, she would just reach out to all these promoters and be like, hey, I'm such and such manager. Would you
I
like?
just happened to sleep with him. We have kids together.
Do you want him on the show at your show? And they're like, sure.
Did you ever do like panels and stuff like that? Is that
all the time?
And then is that how you obviously got into like podcasts and stuff like that? Was she would reach out to these contacts for you?
Well, the shows would be like, hey, you seem to be pretty open. You talk a lot. You want to be on a panel? I'm like, yeah.
Shit, yeah.
I love panels.
That's cool, dude.
And I'm natural with kids. Mm-hmm. So I was teaching art last year before I got sick. So, with kids, and then, kids gravitate towards me because they see I'm a huge goof.
That's a really cool skill to have, is to be able to relate to children, let alone like
I'm still a child.
But it's I'll agree with that. Like teaching kids, because in art class in school, I remembered how they would teach us, and they would teach you like thing by thing by thing by thing. But it's not like, how does this work with this or that? It's just, this is type A, this is type B, this is type C. It's not, you can merge A, B, and C, you can merge A and C, you can merge B, whatever it is, and you can use these different aesthetics and different things. You don't end up getting that detailed until you're in high school. Like if you showed kids and you're like, here, I'm going to give you a simple drawing to fill in with crayons. You're going to do it your way. They do it their way. And then you go, okay, this is how we're going to add effects to it so it looks different. And then you show them cross hatching. You show them just darkening one side. You show them all these other things. You're like, look how much better that looks now. And you did that. And then you're moving, but they don't teach you that. They're just like, here, you're going to draw the nose yellow, the head this, and that, and you're going to mimic this. And it's like you're left to your own devices to figure it out.
With the way I used to teach the kids is I would always bring up, what is their favorite cartoon? Mm-hmm. What is their favorite? Okay, today we're going to draw that. And they get so excited that they're drawing something they like that they don't even realize that they're learning something new.
So you're playing on their emotions.
Yeah.
You're a savage.
Well, it's like...
I got candy in the car. You want that too?
Well, my favorite thing to show them is Pokemon, because Pokemon is all geometric shapes.
Yeah, I guess it is. Holy shit.
Most Pokemons are either triangles, circles, or ovals.
Yeah, because in the real world, that's what animals look like. you see a triangle running in the savannah.
Well, now there's a Pokemon that's actually garbage. So
we had that already. It was Grimer and Muck. He was just poo.
But it's so fun to see the kids like, oh, this is a circle.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I told you when I sent you home last week to work on circles.
Yeah.
That's why. Because mostly everything in the world is made up of shapes. Mm-hmm. Once you figure out shapes, drawing is cakewalk.
Yeah, because that's just perspective at that point.
Yeah, and then you're just figuring out perspective, once you figure out perspective, you're gonna be an ace.
I'm still shit at hands and feet.
Everybody is.
Faces, just put a mask on it.
I guarantee you, even the top echelon of artists will say, "Yeah, I still can't draw hands and feet."
It's because they're so weirdly proportioned. Like, so my buddy who's actually watching right now, his hands, he's shorter than I am by like 2 or 3 inches. His hands are easily like encompassing mine without a problem at all. He's gonna say, "No, man, they're not that big." But his hands are bigger than mine. I'm 6 foot. He's got to be like 5'10".
And that's what always made me feel self-conscious because I'm not short, but I'm also not tall. But my dad's 6'3", 6'5".
Holy crap!
My uncles are all 6'5". My wife is 6 feet.
What kind of? My God! Yeah. No wonder you said she was.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why I say when I look at my hands, my dad has like freaking
basketball.
That's
crazy.
So I look at my hands, I'm like, I got small hands.
Why are my hands so small?
But then when I shake people's hands, they're like, "Oh man, you got a monster grip."
Well, yeah, that's one of those big tells. Is you can look like that's the first thing I look at on people is this knuckle right here. Because that knuckle on most people other than myself just sticks out so far, and that's where it, like for me, that's how I can always tell if somebody's got bigger hands than me or not. It's how big that joint is.
See, I don't feel like I have big hands, but then when I shake somebody's hand that's smaller than mine, they're like, "Holy crap, that's a huge grip."
I make people reshake my hand all the time because people for some reason like to grab my fingertips.
Well,
when they do that, I automatically I'll grab their wrist and I'll pull their hand and I'll put my hand in deeper.
Like, from now on, I feel like doing the Howie Mandel. Like,
you know why he does that, right?
Yeah, he's a germaphobe.
Yeah.
I can see why.
You do the porn star handshake.
Wouldn't it be funny if he was a porn star?
Oh, God.
And he was a germaphobe.
Ew. Can I see your sheet? I need to see your sheet. I need to know that you're good. Are you good? She's good, right? Okay, let's do this.
Like, just the shit that I think of.
That's so funny, though. Like, there's so many weird circumstances for that. I always reflect to the Family Guy reference where they do Britney Spears' dietitian. You know that salad bar is for everyone, right? You should probably go back and have some more later. And she's just mowing it all in. You're just like, I love it. They just get the best references on that show.
And it's always topical, too. Like, it's always up to date.
Them and South
now
Park
you look back like 5 or 6 years later, you probably won't get it unless you remember what's going on at that time. Yeah. Like South Park.
South Park, yeah, probably more than anybody.
Yeah, because South Park, they churn out episodes so quickly that they'll put out a reference from like a week ago.
I remember watching like the making of an episode, and it was like a 7-day trip to make the episode or something like that from front to back, and they've got like some FCC person on retainer that they like called it like, "Hey, can we show like a baby coming out of her ass and his ass?" And they're like, "No, we can't do that." Okay, and then they come back later and they're like, "What if we inferred it like with a shadow?" They're like, "Yeah, still no." What if it's just guessed that the baby came out of their butt? They're like, "Yeah, okay."
It's funny because I think they just don't care about fines anymore.
I don't think they get fines anymore, man. They're on late enough. They're on an offshoot network, like not an offshoot because Comedy Central.
It's cable,
but yeah, like they're not like on CBS or ABC or anything like that. They're on a certain time. They've been on for long enough. I mean, the only times they really get in trouble is like with the Muhammad episode.
Yeah, I mean, like if you offend some sort of religious body, that's when you get in trouble.
I mean, like, so here's my thing with offense is when someone gets offended, for me, it comes down to two things. Either one, you don't have a coherent way to express and defend your point, or you have a way to express and defend your point. You just choose not to say it because then you can't really express and defend your point because you know when you're saying it that you're not able to really do it because you know what you're saying is fucking, preposterous.
Well, my whole thing, and this goes to like most things that are happening these days. Mm-hmm. This is why I keep my mouth shut most of the time.
Don't do that.
Well, just about all that stuff is.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. I hate that saying.
It's not even that. It's just when you're outraged about everything.
Yeah.
Then everything becomes the same.
Yeah. Well, that's like the whole pushing the envelope theory. If I push you far enough, like let's say I'm trying to find your limits, okay? And I push, and you go, rah, and you backfire. I'm like, okay, and I back up a little bit. The next time I push, I'm going to get further than I did the time before because now you're sensitized to that. You're like, I've already experienced that before. And I can push a little bit further. And then all of a sudden you're like, you don't realize, but a year later, your views might have been on A and now your views are on G. You're like, wait, how the hell did I just skip just back up there? You're like, oh, shit.
Well, it's just like the comic book industry and comic book fans. We get outraged about the dumbest things.
Like what?
Like now, the newest outrage is the new Captain Marvel costume.
Okay, what's going on with Shazam? Or are you going the girl Captain Marvel? What's up with her?
Girl Captain Marvel, and they're freaking out because it's green.
Okay, why?
Because it's supposed to be
black and yellow.
Red, black, and with yellow highlights.
Are we talking about for the movie?
For the movie. So they released the costume, and I'm like, the movie hasn't even come out yet. We don't even know if that's like CG green,
Yeah, that could be like the green suit or something like that. That would make sense though. But
I'm
that
telling
would be
you,
really
but what's the point of getting outraged when the movie hasn't even come out yet? And getting outraged over a movie is dumb to begin with.
Whoa, man. I've got some deep passions that are fucking dumb. Don't you start making fun of my deep passions.
Well, it's like when people get upset about like Justice League.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
I haven't
love
seen
those
it either.
movies. I don't give a shit how bad they are. I want to see them all.
I love Suicide Squad, and everyone's like, "Oh, Suicide Squad sucks." I'm like, well,
whoever said Suicide Squad sucks is stupid. They're dumb.
But it's like everybody wants everything to be Marvel.
Well, everybody, yes. But the big fucking plight that I have is that every one of these fucking mouth breathers, or at least like 50% of them, they're like, oh, well, this is this and this is that. And I'm like, okay, are you comparing that to the MCU? Are you comparing that to the Ultimates universe? Are you comparing it to this offshoot storyline? So like, I didn't like Old Man Logan. I wasn't a fan. I just didn't like it. I felt like they could have done better. And the fact that they issued X-23 as a 8 or 9-year-old girl means she can never age again because the adamantium will not grow with her bones. Fuck you guys. But that's what pissed me off, and I lost the movie there. But
yeah, well now they can't reuse the actress either.
No, because she can't fucking
She's gonna
grow.
age.
They're gonna age her anyway, and they're gonna be like, oh, nobody thought about that. And I'm sitting here like, fuck you guys, I did it. But yeah, no, it's like there's those are little things that piss me off. Like I hated the casting for Scott Summers.
But that's logical things.
Because Scott Summers is supposed to be like the X-Men equivalent of Batman. He's supposed to be one of the most strategic, best fighters, best, he's supposed to be brilliant at, combat and things like that. And in the movies, he was just like, all right, you're going here and you're going here. And you're like, oh, you're just the fucking guy who tells people where to go.
They're trying to make him the Superman equivalent, like Boy Scout of the Justice League.
He's supposed to be Batman-y. He's supposed to be super versatile and good.
Well, the problem with Marvel cinema is that everything is Wolverine.
Yeah, now it is.
Everything is about Wolverine. And, like you said, X-Men was always about the team.
Could you imagine if they had actually cast someone who would have looked like Wolverine, like all 5'2" of him?
I always thought Ken Shamrock back in the day.
That would have been perfect. Except he's too tall.
But he huddle over.
Yeah, but you gotta be that. There's your saber tooth right there. But no, like he needs to be like
Ken Shamrock's I thought was like 5'6". Like
I feel like he's like 6'2". I feel like he's
really
big. I feel like he's tall as shit.
But Ken Shamrock has the look though, man.
Yeah,
like he's like stocky.
Well, that's like I'm stoked about Ed Hardy to play Venom. That's exciting. Tom Hardy. Fuck, I always do that.
I thought that the best way to do it is not to do CG.
Yeah, but just do like a suit.
No. Have Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, but then have a suit over Brock Lesnar. So
I don't even think Brock Lesnar's big enough
to be Venom. I think he looks just like Venom.
I think you need weight. I think like the size of Eddie Brock overall is insane.
Yeah, but look at Tom Hardy. He's only like 5'8".
They're gonna use like camera trickery like Gandalf. Look at how small everyone is.
They're gonna have to CG the hell out of his
gonna
body.
relay it. Just poster boy that shit.
Hey, look at me.
But what frustrates me is like, it took me a while to understand that yes, the MCU is very different than the comics, and I accept that now. But I can still have gripes with character development. I hate when people get mad at shit that happens. They're like, no, it happens like this. I'm like, this isn't the fucking books. This isn't the books.
And that's the thing is like movies will say, at the beginning, adapted.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say, this is the comic.
Yeah.
And that's why I like watching movies. If I wanted to read the book, I would read the book.
Yeah.
I watch the movie because I want to see somebody's interpretation.
Yeah. But there's a line, though. Like, if they did the Blackest Night storyline from DC, you'd need to do it properly. Like, you can't just be like, this is adapted from Blackest Night. And then they shorten it down to 90 minutes. You're like, no. We need, 2 or 3 movies for Blackest Night.
Well, that's why, I always thought that the DC Universe movies should have started with Infinite Earth storyline.
Why?
Because there's already so many DC movies.
Yeah.
They could have tapped into all those movies.
They could have blended it together like they did with Days of Future Past,
and
but they merged it all.
made a new 52 DC movie.
See, I love the New 52. If they had played on the New 52 characters, I'll give them their rights. They have whatever rights they want to make whatever character they want, but
could you imagine that? They made a movie where they got Keaton Batman back.
Yeah.
But he's all old and decrepit. And then they got Bale back. And then they got all these different Batmans. And then they did some sort of Flashpoint.
Yeah.
And then boom, you got your new, and then have...
what would be difficult, though, is with the storyline for that. Now you have to introduce Flash, understand what Flashpoint is, and then relive everybody else up to the point. So when you Flashpoint back...
Just have a movie before that Infinite Earth about Flash.
Yeah.
And then that way you have a whole new clean slate where people aren't going to get pissed off. You got rid of Bale? And that's the thing is...
I think the trigger was too feathery on this one for DC, because what they saw is they saw an environment that was already cultivated under Marvel. Even though DC's been putting out movies longer than they have.
Right.
But it's
they saw that shared universe
further ahead. And it's one of those, you need to understand this didn't happen overnight. They've been working on this since the early 2000s, or mid 2000s rather, I think it was. Just start your story and do it right. Do quality work and then let everything play out, because they'll hit a point where Marvel will slow down and you're still growing. And people will like that. People will want to see other franchises. They'll want to see other shit go down.
Marvel already said that after Avengers Infinity War 2, they're going to stop for a certain period of time. Which makes sense because they want to focus on... They're going to go full-blown on Star Wars.
Yeah, do a movie every year and do all the outsides and insides and stuff like that.
So that's the time
and then you got to figure out where else you're going to go.
Can chug along and
But they shouldn't have just thrown everything in the basket. They should have been here, we're going to do one at a time. We're going to start showing you these guys. We're going to develop this character.
And
we're going to...
Man of Steel. Man of Steel would have been... I love Man of Steel.
Henry Cavill is amazing.
They should have just done a movie focusing strictly on him and not try to bloom the rest of... Because if you see that movie now, you see where they were...
Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is just dumb.
Yeah, well...
It's not a good character casting.
What I did notice, and I don't know if anybody else noticed it in Batman vs. Superman, but they hinted that Jesse Eisenberg isn't really Lex. He's Lex Jr. Because he keeps referencing his father. And he never says that his father's dead.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a feeling that the real Lex Luthor is behind the scenes. So they might use that as a way to get out of the Jesse Eisenberg.
That would make sense. But, I mean...
Because I can always see, maybe Bryan Cranston or Willem Dafoe. Or not Willem Dafoe, but...
No.
Or even Bruce Willis being a good Lex Luthor.
Not Bruce Willis. No. You need somebody who's, born and bred bad.
Yeah, Bruce Willis plays a pretty good bad guy if they've ever given him they always made him a good guy, so giving him a bad guy... They should just cast
Vin Diesel as him. He'll be like,
I've been coming to these parts for forever.
Vin Diesel is a horrible actor, though. Vin Diesel...
so rude.
Vin Diesel's a better bro guy.
God damn. He's better at making car movies.
Yeah, just
Those movies are killer, though. Fuck it.
Stick to the pure action, no brain cell...
I'm so mad. So in the one movie where he crashes the car into another car to jump gaps between the bridges to catch Letty and then land on another car, I did my best to suspend my disbelief throughout that whole movie. And then that sequence happened, and I literally stood up and I shouted, I can no longer suspend my disbelief. And I just stood there. And
Which one was that one?
I think it was it's the one where Letty lost her memory or something.
I haven't watched Past 5.
Past 5. Fast and the Furious.
Because I heard the next one, the next Fast and the Furious is going to take place in space. So if that's true, I'm out. I'm done. What they need to
Are
do.
you serious? That's fucked up, dude.
Universal. I don't know if Universal owns the rights to GI Joes,
No.
but they should do a GI Joe's Transformers movie.
Or they should just make more G.I. Joe's movies because those movies were fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love the Joes.
The Joes, especially when they cast The Rock in there, that was awesome. But Channing Tatum dies. You're like, what the fuck?
The biggest thing they should have done is, so I'm friends with the guy who wrote the comics back then.
What?
Larry
I have
Hama?
issue number 1.
Larry Hama.
Yeah, that's cool. Maybe I'll give it to you. Get it signed.
They didn't put him in the movie. They should have put him in the movie.
Yeah, as like a little like Stan Lee type intersection. That would have been cool as shit,
cameo,
man. That would have been cool.
And
Damn.
I told him that at one of the cons. I'm like, Larry, why didn't they put you in the movie?
Damn.
He's like, I don't know.
That's so fucked up, man.
They should have.
That's cool. But they have such like they're not just
the comic is the reason why the toy line.
Oh yeah.
Made
Because
it big.
it hit off of Barbies. Barbies were for girls. G.I. Joes were for boys.
And then the toy line then sparked the cartoon.
Yeah.
And then the cartoon, and then the rest
Blew
is
up.
history.
But tell me those movies weren't killer, man.
Oh, I love them.
That's what
I
I'm
know
saying.
everyone's gonna be like, oh, they didn't like this, but then that goes back to the whole outrage bullshit. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's a movie.
A lot. Why don't you make me one and then show me how it's supposed to be done, bitch? It's
I mean-
the same thing like with the weights when people are like, oh, you didn't do it right. I'm like, fucking show me.
There's some good fan made movies, like the fan made Street Fighter movie.
Really good. Yeah.
Oh.
Very good.
Perfect. But then you get fan made stuff that's just garbage, and it's all over YouTube.
When we get the fan made stuff that's just garbage, I try to look at the story and see if it's important or not. Like I try to put the acting and shit in the background, but
Right.
it's really hard when it's not.
It's like, dude, you just took fan fiction. If you really want to get a good storyline, just go back to the plethora of books that are out there.
Oh, yeah,
and
there's
just retell
tons.
that story.
Well, for every main
No
li-
Man's Land in the Batman. That's my favorite storyline in Batman.
I'm not familiar.
Where Gotham gets hit with a huge earthquake.
What?
And it's cut off from the rest of the United States. And so FEMA and the rest of the government won't help Gotham. So then all the gangsters take over parts of Gotham.
No shit.
And Batman disappears. So then all these other people try to take over for Batman to help.
Yeah.
And a new Batgirl takes over. I think her name is Kane, or probably screwed that up. It's been a while since I read
Yeah.
it. But those books are amazing. There's like 7 volumes.
No shit.
Probably the best storyline other than Nightfall, where Bane breaks Batman's back.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, read those books. It's called No Man's Land.
No Man's Land. All right, I'll look into that.
They should have made that into the movie. I know that The Dark Knight Returns or Dark Knight Rises.
Well, something like that though, like that's for the fan who read it. What they're trying to do right now, and that's why, like, I'm like, oh, well, fuck whatever. They're trying to make it so that people who don't know shit about shit can come in and be like, I know everything there is to know about this franchise now. And you're like, hey, so pump the brakes, bitch. But that's why they do it like that.
Well, what they should be doing is making a movie that gets people to read the comics, because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it firsthand where I go to the comic book shop and the comic book shop owners are telling me it's like last year sales are down from last year 20%. Nobody's reading comics anymore, and that's why I said
They do a lot of it online though.
I got to get out of this business, because it's like people who are still in newspaper business. It's like newspapers are dying.
Yeah, but see, okay, so like here, take this from me. I don't read lots of things online. I'll read articles online, but if I'm gonna read like a magazine, I'm gonna grab the magazine. If I'm gonna go read like a manga, I'm gonna buy the manga to read the manga.
Yeah, but
I'm a dying person. That's what it is.
But that's the thing, is that market, it's like video games.
Yeah,
The physical copy video games, that market
that's what I need.
is dying. And
But now they want you all on the cloud and this and that and
then
digital this and that. Yeah.
Microsoft just put another nail in the coffin, because they just released the Xbox Game Pass. It's $10 a month, and you get access to every Xbox exclusive ever made.
Wow.
So now stores are going to say, we're not going to carry the Xbox because you're eating into our software market.
Yeah.
But it's the future. As much as I hate it, because I'm a video game collector.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with comics. I don't want to see the comic book shop go away. But I know, as a person that wants to make a living off of it, it's not the right market to be in.
Well, look, like it's hard for me to go into a shop and then see a book for $30 and then go on Amazon and find it for 10.
Even
That's
though you
what
know
makes it
you're,
hard.
even though you know you're helping that.
Yeah, even though you know, and I try to support local business as best as possible, but you know, when I'm spending 3 times the value, it's 3 times the amount. Like it cuts in a lot. So it's really hard to like keep collecting, keep reading, keep storing, especially since I refuse to read them online. I spend enough time on my phone anyway. I don't need to fucking be there just thumbing through some shit. I want to have a copy so I can go to the bathroom with it.
And that's what's saving, or that's what's helping comic books right now, is that the digital marketplace for comics is a little tough because it's kind of hard to read a comic on this little ass phone.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily tablets kind of faded in the background because phones are getting bigger.
Yeah.
But even then with a big phone, it's kind of hard to like, oh, yeah.
The only reason I don't think, though, that the movies honestly care if the comics go under is because if they go under, guess what they can do? They can buy the rights to the books. And then they can buy the rights to the franchises. And they're already producing...
These big studios already own these companies.
But they're already... It doesn't matter if they probably bought them and they weren't making a ton of money to begin with. But it's one of those, like, I own the series and I'm already making something that's an adaptation of something. It doesn't matter if it goes away or not.
Right.
Like, if I make a vacuum cleaner and Dyson goes away, I still have a vacuum cleaner company. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm still doing my thing.
Yeah, it's just sad
depressing,
to see,
though, yeah.
Especially something that's been around since, the 30s.
Look, Borders Books is gone. Barnes & Noble's is still there because it's a national franchise, but Borders is gone.
But that's the thing, Barnes & Noble's was smart enough to diversify.
They added other things to their portfolio,
and they bought a lot of their real estate.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of renting, they own a lot of the places that, so they were smart.
But I mean, look at BJ's. BJ's is going under, and BJ's is a large national retailer.
Is
for
BJ's?
stuff.
I thought Sam's Club went under.
And Sam's is going under too.
See,
Sam's about to go to strictly online. Costco's killing them.
And what people don't realize is when you get rid of these brick and mortar stores, they think online is going to get cheaper.
No, it's going to stay the same or get more expensive.
It's going to get more expensive because the supply and demand. Now it's like the only place I can get stuff is going to be online.
The only way that you would be able to survive successfully as a brick and mortar is if your prices are low enough, that they're comparable enough. And let's say you own a shop, right? You sell something that you cannot buy online from like an Amazon or something like that. Either you got to go to me to buy it or you got to go to the other person to buy it who makes it, and then you have to pay shipping there. So either way, it's going to cost you the same. Do you want it now? You can go pick it up, or do you want it from them and it's going to cost you shipping? That's the only way to do it. So you have to have a product that you and one other company that doesn't sell through like a main distributor has. Like the other day, I bought a gallon of coconut oil off Amazon for $15.
That's super cheap.
Yeah, a gallon, and it got
get a
free
little
shipping.
jar of coconut oil for $15.
Yeah, and it came in this giant handled tub, $15. Came to the door. I was like, I didn't have to go anywhere with this. I just literally sat on the couch and I ordered it, and it cost me no shipping.
See, and then the thing though is like with Amazon, there's a lot of crap products on there though too.
There are, and it gets really
It's
hard
like
when you want to
dollar
touch
store
something.
items.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, so I have action figures that I'm saving to buy for here, and I'll wait till they get a little bit cheaper. But I know if I went to a store, I'd find them for double the price easily.
And that's the thing is I actually stopped collecting toys for that very reason. It's like the toy market fluctuates so much, and I don't have space to put them. Like I got my games, I got my comics, and now my toys, I don't know where to put them.
Yeah.
So they're just sitting in totes, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? It's like
One day they'll be worth money for sure.
And that's why I keep them. I don't sell them, but I'm like, unless I got a bigger studio, I have nowhere to display them.
So is your studio in your house, or is your studio offsite?
Well, it used to be off-site, but then I started traveling so much, I didn't have a reason to have it off-site. So then I moved it to my parents' house, and then I told my mom, I was just like, I feel bad having that, using up a room. I'm barely there. I'm going to fix up my basement and put my stuff there.
That works.
And now it's in my basement. It's nice because I feel like recording or going to draw. I just walk downstairs. I don't have to get in my car and go
Yeah, that's convenient.
So I've been moving a lot. So a lot of stuff is in boxes. But then, I got sick. So then it's so many roadblocks. But, I just never give up. But just keep going, moving forward.
So is most of your sales of like the awareness for you and then the products and stuff that you sell and what you do as an artist, is that mostly through cons or is that mostly through online?
It was through cons. Now I don't really have sales anymore because I'm more focused on building the channel.
Yeah.
So I'm not really focused on making as many sales anymore. I'm just focused on getting my health back, exercise, and building the channel. So I'm trying to do at least a video a day.
That's really good.
So that way, at least by the end of the year, I'll have 365 videos on YouTube. And, I have a Twitch stream, which, I'll stream on there. And not so much. I have it linked to my PS4, so I'll just stream whatever I'm playing at the time, and then I'll do a live stream on Facebook. But with that, the video gets lost.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I like YouTube because once
that's why OBS is nice because you can record on OBS at the same time.
You can keep it. You know,
it's your video.
I like it because then you can go back, you can cut it up, you can put the highlights. You can put a title card.
Yeah, I still don't know how to do the title card or the intro song or anything like that. It just literally like cuts in at one point with my stupid hand in way of the recorder. That's how it always starts. It's so funny.
No, and I rather do it online because then I'm home.
Yeah, you get to be with your family and stuff like that.
And I'll even have my daughter, like on YouTube, I have a couple videos of doing stuff with my kids.
Yeah.
So I know that YouTube has a lot of videos of families doing things, so I think if they see the family aspect, they see me drawing, they see the interviews, a little bit of everything on the channel, I think it would be good.
Well, as someone who one day would like to work for themselves, do you find it tough to stay motivated at home to get your work done and like find the time and like either stay up late or get up early or organize your shit? Like, how hard is it to actually work for yourself from your house?
Getting up early is the hardest part because throughout the day I have motivation, but with the kids, then I have the health issues sometimes get in the way. Like my back flared up a couple days ago, so I couldn't record or couldn't draw. So that day I kind of like, I'm just gonna relax.
Plus, it's nice to have the tablet. You just go lay in bed and just draw.
It's hard to do that in bed. It's because you need something to keep it stable. So that motivation, I've been thinking about getting up like at 6 a.m. before everybody else.
Yeah.
And just getting some drawing in.
Does your wife get up with the kids in the morning?
Yeah.
So why don't you just work later, man? Kiss your wife.
That's what I do. I'll stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning. And that's what kills me because then I sleep in till like midnight.
Till like noon?
Or noon, yeah. And
by the time you get up, the kids are coming home. You just have breakfast. You're hanging out with them and getting stuff done with them for a couple hours.
I just feel bad because, like I want to help my wife.
Yeah, but just think about the amount of time you've been working. It's the trade-off.
Yeah. And at least it's better than when I was doing conventions where I was gone from like Friday noon, and I wouldn't be back until like Monday morning.
Does your wife work from home as well or no?
My wife takes care of my father-in-law, so she's home all the time.
Yeah.
So it's nice, to have her there. And because I got sick, my other job, I work in a pharmacy, so I do that part-time. So I'm going to be going back to that pretty soon. As soon as the doctor gives me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be able to save enough money and whenever I call it my rainy day funds.
Yeah, I always think about it like that. Like my wife and I have had a couple financial things that have come up, and it's like if we were any of my friends, we would be probably in the streets crying, rocking our knees into our face.
Yeah, it's just you gotta. I don't think of it as like being stingy when someone's like, "Hey, why don't you want to go out? You're being stingy." I'm like, "No, I rather save this $20." Like.
I mean, look at it like this. I bought that game. That game was $40. I'll have that game forever. And then every time we play it, it's just like, the amount of times you've played it over the cost, you eventually paid it off versus the amount of times.
Board games are cool because you think about investment in hours.
Yeah.
So if you play a game, you paid $40 for it. If you played it for 40 hours, you already
spend $1 an hour, to play that game.
So it's like video games. Like if I beat a game in an hour, and I paid $60 for it, it was not worth the $60.
No.
For it. But if I got a game for $10 and I beat it in 60 hours, definitely worth the $10.
That was on the original Xbox. They had the Godfather game, which was just a glorified
movie.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay. So,
I never beat it. I have one file that I have 97 hours in, and I still haven't beaten it.
It was worth the money then.
Well, the problem is, like with the game, is you had to do certain stipulations. Like if I went and out of the 5 families, I attacked one family too many times in a row, I would lose a business that they had, and then I wouldn't be able to get 100% for the game. So I'd have to attack one family in a certain part of town, make sure that the next place I'm going to try and get more money from, I can't. It's not the same people within like 2 or 3. So that way I'm not going and then increasing the kind of wear against them too much.
That's too much.
You're just trying to make sure you're fine. Like I think I'm 97 hours in. I'm like 73% or something like that. It's crazy because I'm trying to 100% the game.
That's how I was with I think it was Skyrim.
Scrum.
That game.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that game's like it's too long. I'm like I can't beat this game.
Yeah.
It's you gotta really not have anything else to do.
Well, that's why it's interesting with some of those games where it's like you can play it through, you can beat the game, and then if you want to continue, you can continue.
Yeah, and that's why I'm scared to even try it. But one of my friends like, try Witcher 3. I'm like, that game's too big. It makes Skyrim look small in comparison because you can do so much. And I'm like, I can't do this.
I think like there might be a week a year where I just play video games every day for a week. There's like 1 week a year, and I'll grab one game and I'll beat it as many times as I can in that week. It's like 2 years ago, it was the Lara Croft game, the one for 360, the last one. And then the year after that, it was Darksiders 2. The year after that, it was Darksiders 1. It might be 3.
Darksiders is one
Darksiders
of my
2 was amazing.
I love those games because it feels like, because now there's no real new Castlevanias, so it feels like my Castlevania fix.
Yeah, they're very close, and they're what 99 Nights want it to be.
It's that game, like, I can't wait for part 3.
I know. Are they doing a part 3?
Yeah, you get to play as
Because the first one you played is War. The second one you played is Death.
This one you play as the girl.
Pestilence, Famine.
No, I gotta look it up.
Because it's the 4 horsemen, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's War, Death, Pestilence, Famine.
it's probably Pestilence then, but
Poor girl. She's going to walk around farting dust.
she's
Killing
pretty sweet.
shit.
She's got a whip,
Nice.
and it's like a.
Well, that was what's cool, too, with that, is you could use different type of arms if you wanted to. So you
Yeah.
didn't have to just play with the sword. You could play with the axes. You could play, and they all did different stuff,
Yeah,
too.
in Darksiders 2, you could switch from the scythe to like a heavier weapon,
The hammer.
and then you could use the gun.
Yeah, you have the gun, too. Yeah, that's right.
See, right now I'm replaying all my Castlevanias because I need my Castlevania fix every year.
Yeah. That's not a bad way to do it, though.
I just finished beating Symphony of the Night all over. Now I'm trying to beat it as Richter. I have never beaten the game as Richter
Oh, jeez.
because it's so damn hard.
That's like playing Phantasy Star 4 on Sega Genesis or on your emulator or something. There's like a way that you can go through the game where you don't pick a 5th player to fight the final boss with, and it increases the difficulty exponentially.
You ever play Phantasy Star Online for the Dreamcast?
I didn't play Star Online because I'm so Phantasy Star 4. Literally, I have Zeo and Profound Darkness right here. That's how much I love that game. They're not the same. They're
I
not
never
the same
played
at
the Sega one. I have them on the collection for the PS3, but I'm not really big like. I have played the Dreamcast one though, Phantasy Star Online, and it's pretty good.
It to me, it was too much like KOTOR. Not to the Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just Phantasy Star isn't like it's like if they brought back they did bring back Shining Force, but they bring back Shining Force and it's like you run around as one player killing things. It's like no, now you're being Darksiders, bitch. Just like give me my turn-based RPGs or my strat-based RPGs. Like
Turn-based RPGs are never coming
that's
back.
the best. They still have them. Like they do the occasional Final Fantasy release where they do something like that, or like Golden Sun.
Yeah,
But that was like a decade ago.
but now like all the new RPG releases are going to the attack, like free fighting attack style.
Did you
Only,
play
like,
Persona?
I played Persona Arena,
Okay.
the fighting one.
Yeah.
I'm more of a fighting and Metroidvania guy.
I'm slow by nature, so I need the turn.
Yeah,
I need the time.
fast,
I need to be able to
and
plot my shit.
I love martial arts, so I gotta have fighting
Yeah.
games, And so I'm like, yeah, that kick was not accurate.
So what's your opinion on like the development since like Street Fighter back in the early 90s to like what it is now? Like how crazy is that gap in 15, 20 years?
It hasn't changed much.
Is it still 2D or is it now 3D directional and stuff like that?
It's 2.5D, so it's still flat, but the characters have 3D models. But the gameplay hasn't changed much. I feel like it's a little laggy because
Too much shit going on.
yeah, like especially if you're running like a PS3.
Yeah.
It runs a little slow, but they're releasing a 30th anniversary in March.
30 years.
Yeah, and this one's going to come with every Street Fighter minus the 3D ones from the 90s.
Wow.
I'm psyched for that because the best Street Fighter ever made was Third Strike.
So Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Oh, Street Fighter all the way. I'm not a big fan of Mortal Kombat. You know why, though? It's like, It's cheesy.
Oh, come on, man. Don't say that.
Dude, it's like
Mortal Kombat's so fun.
all the ninjas look like they're wearing pajamas.
They are wearing pajamas. That's what they sleep in.
Yeah. And then the fatalities were very...
Like the
Very
graphic
90s.
X-ray
Yeah.
sequences with like, we're going to show you cracking this neck.
Yeah, it's like Ricky O. You
Yo,
ever watch
Ricky O
it?
is so good. I have it. I'm one of the only people I know that has an actual copy of Ricky
You're
O.
probably one of the only people that got that reference.
Probably the only person who I actually got it. So I saw a sequence of that from one of my buddies in high school. It was a big drawer. And he was like, check out how crazy this is. So like the next day I went to like Borders Books and I found it. And I was like, it was $5.
It's funny because
so bad.
the funniest version of it is with the dubbing.
Oh my God, don't even
So
get me started.
I had the VHS.
Yes.
I had the dubbing. So I let somebody in school borrow it. Never got it back.
Oh shit.
I was heartbroken. So a couple years ago, I did one of those video renting, and I found it.
Yeah.
And I canceled my membership just to get that. So I paid the $15 just to get Ricky O, because you can't find it anywhere.
No, you can't. Not even online.
I popped it in the DVD.
So funny.
Guess what? It doesn't have
The dubbing.
the dubbing. So you have to watch it in Chinese, and it's not the same. Like in Chinese, it's a serious movie.
Have you ever watched Kung Fu Hustle with the dubs
yeah.
versus the subs? How funny is
So
it?
funny.
So funny.
But that movie, like, I always tell my friends, I'm like, you want to see live action Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah,
Is it?
Ricky O.
Is it? He punches the dude's guts out. He just takes some chunk out of his stomach.
I was like, this movie changed my life.
Yo, it's so stupid when he's in the graveyard talking to the dude. The guy just like smacks him. He's like, I need to learn that.
You have the DVD, right?
I have the DVD.
Because the DVD I have has the full scene where they show like the full scene of that. There's a whole scene that was cut out of the
Yeah.
the VHS version. I was like, I didn't get this whole part.
Have you ever seen the Indian martial arts film where they're all like in the bathroom in like underwear and stuff like that?
I
and
seen
big
the cut, yeah.
Like, what the hell is that?
But-
what is that shit?
If I'm so happy
It's sort of
you like
kid
Ricky O,
stuff.
because if you like Ricky O, you should really watch or find the Ricky O manga,
Oh jeez.
because it's based on a manga.
Oh Jesus Christ! Of course it is. Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Oh man, it's
There
so-
was some fucking movie I used to watch. It was like a vampire movie, like a Japanese vampire movie. It took place in like a New York City sort of thing, and they were on like subways, and these people, I can't remember. Every time I see it on like Netflix or Prime or whatever it is, I always click it and watch it. I can never remember the damn name. It's just like a comedy vampire movie. It's like Blade, but if it was funny, and it's in Japan. Because you know how they do the over elaborated like sort of shit.
I'm usually really good with obscure movies. Like
It's
I like
only on during like Halloween time of the year.
like one of my favorite movies of all time is Buckaroo Banzai. You ever watch that?
Can't say I have.
Watch that movie.
It was Buckaroo Banzai.
It's so bad it's good, but it's just one of those like you watch it, you're like, what the fuck am I watching? I like those kind of movies. Like,
Did you ever see shit? Damn it, because my brain is like literally fighting between two. It's like, tell them the one, no, tell them the other one, no, tell them the one, tell them the other one, bitch. There was the never released like little skits for like public access.
Second City?
No. This guy, he was like the Family Learning Channel. They like had commissioned him to do all these little commercials to like put in between their shows for public access a long time ago, and they're called like unwatched commercials or.
That sounds like something I would watch.
My
though.
spoon is too big.
I gotta look that up.
Oh fuck! I can't remember. If I find the link, I'll send it to you. But there's a sequence with like a cloud, and he's dancing, and he's shouting, "Everybody dance!" And then all the clouds are dancing, and then at one point his butthole just starts to bleed, and he goes, "My anus is bleeding!" And then they're all just dancing and shit. And then as you're standing there, he's like, "My anus is bleeding!" And then the blood starts to rise, and he's floating. He's like, "Oh my god!"
This is supposed to be on the Learning Channel?
Public access. The spoon one. They're just so. I think they're called like band commercials or band cartoons. They're so funny.
I'd be all over that.
Dude, it's like 15, 20 minutes, but it's like this guy got the money, made these, sent them in, thought they were acceptable, and then they're just like, yeah, we're not using these.
This sounds like Hong Kong '97. Like
funny.
that level of, I don't know how this got passed.
I just love it so much.
like Hong Kong '97. When you watch this,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, how did this person think it was gonna get past Nintendo?
Yeah.
and get put on a cartridge.
Imagine the panel for that, where he's like, all right, let me show you this game.
It had to be one
Jackie
person.
Chan, and he's like telling somebody who's really drunk at the bar.
And when you die, it shows a clip of a real dead person.
What?
Yeah, it shows a clip of a dead person.
What the fuck? He goes, it's just a dead person there.
It's called Hong Kong 97, dude.
Oh my
You won't.
God.
I wish I could find a playable demo.
Playable demo. Well, I was just thinking about it the other day with like playable demos and shit. Is like
If
I
you
would
have an
love
emulator, you could probably
I would
emulate
love
it.
to live stream Cave Story. Do you remember Cave Story? Came out probably mid 2000s, and
there's a new game on the Switch called Cave Story.
what?
Yeah,
Tell me they bought the rights to it, and
I wonder if it's a remake or
what's
a
that game you were just
remaster.
talking about?
It's called Hong Kong 97.
Hong Kong. I spelled Hong wrong. I spelled it Hom.
Hong.
Hong
He's
Kong.
Hong Kong.
Did you see the new Godzilla movie yet?
The one with Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I saw that one.
It's good.
It was kind of boring.
Did they segue well for Godzilla versus? Because I have
Yeah,
all the Godzilla versus King Kong movies.
It was good all the way to the last, or it was boring until the last 20 minutes, and that's when the two monsters fought each other.
Did you see the one with Jack Black?
No,
The Godzilla.
that was
it
King Kong.
Yes, King Kong. Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it.
So there's a sequence where they fall down a gap. Spoiler alert. And down there is like, 'cause obviously the island's just full of like these humongous bugs and shit. And these people are all trying to fight these giant like centipedes and leeches and shit. And I'm laying in bed in Florida with my wife. And I have this habit when I have really bad dreams that I'll see shit when I wake up, like scorpions or snakes or something in the bed, and I'll fucking just run. I'll leave the bedroom aggressively. And I promised her, I was like, I'll never leave again. I'll wake you up. Okay? If this ever happens again, I will wake you up and bring you with me, even though it's just a dream. She goes, okay, that works for me. So I'm watching this movie, and I'm laying there. I'm like, bitch, I'm about to fall asleep. I was like, I'm about to have a goddamn nightmare about leeches and shit. This is bullshit. I was like, this was a bad choice. Sure enough, I pass out. I wake up at some point during the night. My blanket's wrapped in my arms and my legs. I'm dreaming about getting eaten by leeches and shit. I'm trying to push them all off, and I'm like shoving. I was like, babe, we gotta go. Babe, there's leeches. Babe, we gotta fucking go. I got so mad at her. I was like, oh, you just fucking killed me. I'm dead because of you. And I'm just sitting there, and I pout, and I remember pouting, and I fell asleep, and I woke up in the morning. I was like, I'm fucking mad at you. She was like, what's wrong? I was like, I tried to wake you up because there was leeches in the bed, and you didn't move. I was like, I died because of you.
And it's all because of the King Kong movie?
Oh, because I'm so active with my dreams.
Yeah.
I dream almost every single night.
That's
I remember
why-
so much of it too.
That's why I can't go to bed as soon as I play a video game.
Yeah.
Like I have to watch something else, like a buffer. Because if I go to sleep after playing a video game,
just gonna play it
I
in a
have
dream.
a dream about the video game.
You ever have a dream about peeing? And then you pee.
No. That has never happened.
I'm not there yet. Give me like 40 years.
Maybe if I ever got like super drunk, that might happen.
It gets really shitty in dreams because I always have to pee. I'm like, fuck, I drank too much last night. I was like, man, I'm just gonna pee in my dream. Maybe that'll help. And I'm always peeing in my dream. I'm like, please don't pee in real life. Please don't pee in real life.
Oh crap! Should I just knock that off?
Nah, baby, you're good. It's just sitting on the table here. That's so funny. There's so many of those vetting processes that you just gotta wonder, like, who the hell approved like some of the shit that we had to deal with when we were kids? Like some of the toys. Are you shit me? That does not look anything like whatever the hell it is you're trying to produce. There's buttons for eyes. This thing did not have buttons for eyes. So stupid. The injection molding processes back then were just hilariously bad. You're like, oh, he's missing his nose and his mouth.
Especially like the toys that would be at the Dollar Tree.
Oh my God, don't get me started. I used to shop there
They, like-
just to afford toys.
They wouldn't even paint like the belt right. They would paint like above the belt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what? Is this Stevie Wonder coloring these things?
It's so funny. He's like, I'm getting the paint.
I can't see this.
That's too good. I love it. This is so crazy. Some of the shit that sells. Like, I got rid of all my Beanie Babies on accident. I should have kept those shit and sold those fuckers.
Oh, why? They're worthless now.
No, they're worth tons.
Really?
Yeah, there's
My
still
wife's got-
collectors and shit.
Totes.
Find them. Sell them.
Really?
They're worth a fortune. Yeah, they're worth so much money.
Really? I didn't know that.
Even if they're
I thought
open and
worthless now.
de-tagged or something, like they're still worth money. Yeah.
No, they're all tagged and
Because there's so
sealed.
many collectors out there still.
I had no idea.
That's like I've got almost all the Hess trucks back there. I hate them. I don't want to get rid of them. But everyone's like, you gotta wait till all the Hesses close down and then they'll go open valley and shit like that. I'm like, who the fuck's gonna buy a goddamn Hess truck?
Hesses have all closed down. They're all speedways.
But you gotta wait now. Until like, all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my God, there's a kitsch moment. You remember the Hess truck's back and it's better than that. And you're like, oh my God, I really wish I had a Hess truck. There's a guy who's got Hess trucks. Let's go buy him. I just gotta get that guy.
Hess trucks, man. Those things, I remember getting one every Christmas and I'm like, I don't want this.
Yeah, there hit a point where like I got a couple of them and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then it just became a fucking tradition where I was like, I know what the box
It was always that
is,
one
I don't
uncle.
want it.
It was always the one uncle
Yeah.
that thought I wanted one. I'm like,
He seemed to have so much fun the first time I bought him the rocket ship.
I was like, thanks.
I always opened them up, verified that they were what they were,
Super
took the
video
batteries
game.
out, put them back in the box, and put them on a shelf. And I'd use the batteries for things. But there's not very many things that a C battery's good for.
I remember it was always that uncle that gave me that, and then there was an uncle that would give me like a Super Nintendo game. I'm like, you're the cool one.
You could even get me a used one, bro.
You're the goat.
You're the goat. What's your view on the, do you watch sports or anything like that?
I'm more of a baseball guy.
Oh, Jesus.
But,
That's a Puerto Rican thing, isn't it?
I like baseball. I watch football. It's like my in-between sport till baseball comes back. I'm an Eagles fan, but this year I haven't really caught on to it.
Even though you're going to the Super Bowl?
I had no idea until 3 weeks ago.
You get to go with Nick Foles. Good for you.
Back up.
Carson Wentz is a threat. Nick Foles is just Nick Foles.
How bad must other teams feel that they couldn't make it with their main quarterback?
Case Keenum was the backup for the Vikings, and he took them all the way to the conference championship.
No, I'm talking about like teams like the Bills.
Oh my God, when Tyrod went out and I called it, I looked at my wife. I was like, they're gonna lose because of an interception. 3 plays later, interception. I was like, done.
Tell me, aren't the most annoying fans
Bills fans?
Bills fans?
It's because we're here and they're all here. Fuck you guys. I hate, like, it's just the Bills. And I was telling them, like,
it's the worst part is like when the season starts, it's always like, it's our year.
yeah.
If they make it to the playoffs, it's, we're going to win.
Yeah.
And if they don't, they're like, we're going to do it next year.
Fucking cheaters, man. Everybody's cheating.
Or it's always New England sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, if New England sucked, they wouldn't have this many Super Bowls.
Yeah, we wouldn't be going to the Super Bowl, more times than any other team in the past, 20 years.
I was like, dude, you can't hate greatness.
But everybody talks like, oh, cheating. It's like, bitch, you're part of a percent of people who get to play a sport for a fucking living. You're going to do whatever you have to keep that gravy train rolling. I don't care who the hell you are. Fuck you.
Haven't they only been caught cheating once? Like,
I think everybody's been caught cheating. It's just the elaboration. Well, there's the Flakegate. There's the stealing the game footage. I don't care.
I'm a Red Sox fan, so I got so much hate because of the whole. My father-in-law's a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I heard your team was looking on their iWatches. I was like, big deal. I'm pretty sure every team looks on their iWatches.
Yeah.
They just got caught.
Yeah, who cares? I don't give a fuck. Shut up.
How many of them assholes you think go in the back room with their iPhones and look on the score
Oh,
sheet?
Darren goddamn it.
It's like,
there's no way to regulate that unless you're like, when you come in here, you have to turn away your iDevices.
how many Yankees you think are in the back like shooting up steroids?
That's what I tell everybody. When everybody talks about cheating, I'm like, yeah, when you are a part of that percent, you will do whatever it takes to keep the gravy train rolling in. If that means taking a couple weeks off season and going to Germany or Russia or something like that,
Juicing up.
you're gonna fucking do it because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's funny when people are like, oh, cheating. I'm like, dude, for one, it's a sport, so don't take it so seriously.
Remember all those times that people were dying and then they gave them like corticosteroids or something like that to save their life? They're cheating.
Yeah.
They're cheating at staying alive.
It's just, see, I'm one of these people that like sports.
Yeah.
But I don't like go nuts about it.
Yeah.
I just watch it as entertainment, just like wrestling is entertainment for me. Like Royal Rumble tomorrow, I'm gonna watch it. I don't go nuts about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just watch it.
I wait till December, and then they do a recap for the whole year for WWE on Netflix. It's like a couple episodes, and it keeps you up to date on the entire soap opera for the year. I'll just watch that over a couple sittings.
See, I'll just watch, like, one pay-per-view every now and then, because I'm like, that's enough.
I like the UFC stuff. I go to probably more of those fights than anything.
UFC has become a bastardization of its old self, because now it's all about, who's the meanest.
Yeah.
It's not a martial arts anymore.
No, it used to be about who was the best.
Yeah, and it was more about martial arts.
It's still impressive that way, though.
This guy is a master at Taekwondo. It's like now it's just like no one has the respect for each other. It's all just I'm gonna kick your ass. You know?
It's pageantry, dude. It's just pageantry. Just let it go. Just let it be pageantry.
Oh, and I don't hate anybody for liking it.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Well,
it.
what was great
and then
was-
they bought out all the good promotions like K1.
Yeah.
They bought out Strike Force. They bought.
Well, now it's what? It's Bellator, it's UFC, and it's...
That's it.
There's 3 of them.
Is there?
There's a Japanese one, I think, still.
Well, I don't count them because they don't really show them on the American airwaves.
Yeah, you can find them. Just on pay-per-view
Online,
and stuff.
right?
But yeah, and online. But
IPP.
they're really big, yeah.
It's like New Japan Pro.
New Japan Pro.
They should show that here because
It says right in the contract, we do not test for steroids.
Does it really?
I think they encourage it. Allegedly.
Well, it's just like baseball. Baseball would be so much better if they would just be like, "Don't worry, juice up."
Well, yeah, I think the only problem would be though is after a
mid-nineties
while you
baseball
wouldn't
was the
need anyone in the
best.
backfield though. If everybody's hitting home runs, you'd either have to grow the stadium or you'd
Just get rid of the outfield.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you cut like 4 people.
Put more stands.
Do you think if so let's say Major League Baseball was like, all right, we're not going to test for performance enhancing drugs. Go crazy. Do you think games would just end with like 110 points to like 101? It'd be like basketball at that
No,
point.
because what people don't realize is when you take PEDs, you fatigue faster.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
So eventually these guys are just going to run down.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't know if you noticed, like 90s baseball, yeah, they were hitting home runs, but by the 7th or 8th inning, those baseball players were gassed.
No shit.
So the pitchers were closing the games out.
Oh, no shit. Maybe it's just because they weren't training properly or something like that?
No, it's just so you're bulking up,
Yeah, you're trying to add more muscle mass, yeah, for strength and speed.
but it's just like Dragon Ball. What happened to Vegeta when he got really bulky?
Trunks, more or less, yeah.
Their stamina went down.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's like, when I weigh 240 pounds?
and it's the same thing. You're out in the heat.
Yeah, that makes sense. I
Got a
guess.
lot of muscle mass. Yeah, you're going to hit a couple balls out, but then by the time you're back on the plate for the 6th, 7th time, you're out of gas.
Also, I guess I'm not taking into account the fact that now at that point, if everybody's taking performance-enhancing drugs, pitchers are going to be throwing faster.
Faster.
They're going to be practicing more different ways to throw.
And then all
Everybody
those
on bases are going to be throwing faster and harder too.
faster. And then, so everyone's going to be on the same level. And then on top of
I
that,
disagree.
but then everybody's going to kind of get gassed too. So it's like,
I mean, I've seen people who've taken steroids, and I've seen
And also
people who've
depends
taken
on-
them and used them right.
it also depends on the type of steroids. Like
Yeah.
if they're taking anabolics, that's where you bulk up. But then if you take the HGH, where you're kind of just getting ripped,
Yeah, where you're going to
Those-
kind of increase your organ
I think
size.
those are the pitchers who are going to be taking the HGH. Then
Maybe they might be taking T-ball. We're saying a lot of names on here, allegedly.
But I just feel like, it's their body
Mm-hmm.
and they want to make that extra $7 million
Yeah.
here.
I'm a big believer in do as long as it doesn't hurt someone else.
especially if this country was based on the right to do whatever, as long as it's legal.
Fucking right.
I mean,
But it's only illegal because they're like, oh, we have an issue.
But if you get a doctor
Yeah.
is saying you're healthy enough to take it,
Yeah.
what is the government or the sports authority
Yeah.
to say, hey, we don't want it in our league?
Well, I mean, look at the loopholes now. You go to a youth doctor. He's like, oh, I think just a little bit of test every 3 days would totally fix your problems that you have there. And you're like, oh, shit, yeah, let's do tests now, bitch.
My niece is a little small for her age, and her doctor's giving her HGH.
Fuck no.
Like,
Food. Feed her. Just give her
That's-
some fucking food. Jesus Christ.
it's not my kid, so I can't say.
Are you fucking shitting me? They're giving a child human growth hormone?
But that's what I'm saying. If they could do that for kids, why can't we get it for fucking sports?
But you don't know what kind of adverse effects that might have on her down the road because she's still developing. Fucking feed her. That's it. Just give her food, dude. I was in 9th grade. I was like 4'8", man.
and these are the doctors.
Jesus
These
Christ.
are the doctors that almost put me in the grave.
That's a goddamn child. It's a child.
Yeah, that's
Just
why.
let her grow.
That's why I have little. That's why I have little faith in the medical
Are you
field.
shitting me, dude?
I have little to no faith in the medical.
What?
Because they could do that bullshit, and then,
Yeah.
but then weed is bad for you.
Yeah. So I do my best not to take NSAIDs, like anti-inflammatories and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they're bad for your arteries and you're bad for your capillaries and
your stomach
liver,
lining,
your
everything. I try not
kidneys.
to. I have headaches. I have migraines. I'm chronically suffering from it. So I try to I use CBD oil, and that helps a ton. I vape the CBD oil in the morning, gone. No pain, no headache, no nothing.
And that's the reason why I got put on the nerve medications, because I have the migraine headaches because the nerves get pinched here.
Yeah, you got a pinched nerve.
And, because of all the surgeries I've had, I'm going to have pain for the rest of my life, which, I've lived with. I'll live with it.
But you need to now figure out a way to live your life and not be counterproductive.
Right. And so that's why, getting tips like the CBD oil and stuff
Or
like
the
that.
Kratom. I'd look into Kratom. You can buy that shit online.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good. And it doesn't work like an opiate in any way. And it actually blocks opiate receptors.
That's good, because it took me 3 years to get off of the opiates.
No, don't say it. Oh.
That stuff,
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
that stuff was horrible.
How do they know just how detrimental this shit. You just said it took you 3 years to get off of an opiate.
Yeah.
How?
Well, because they all of a sudden just said, you're done.
Yeah.
No weaning off. They just stopped.
Yeah.
And so I went through really bad withdrawals. And I was just like, look, this doesn't get me high. It just helps me deal with the pain.
Yeah.
And so they gave me something else called tramadol, which is still
Tramadol is really good stuff.
It's
tramadol.
It's still an opiate though.
Yeah.
And then that caused my heart to stop. So now I have a pacemaker.
I fucking hate you. Are you shitting me right now? You got shot in the goddamn head. You died because of tramadol.
Yeah, that's
You
why.
drowned.
Well, that's why I say like.
Are you really here right now? Are we
That's-
having a conversation?
That's why I say 2017.
Oh, God.
2017 is the worst, because in the beginning of the year I had the heart stop, and then September is when the whole seizure thing happened. But it all comes down
Fuck
to
out of here.
it's all those medications.
Dude.
I will swear that if anyone brings up an opiate, like if I go, like I was just
You're the fucking man. Holy shit.
well, I was just at a doctor's office for, I think I jammed my finger.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we can give you some,
Percocets.
yeah. I was like, don't you dare.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't you dare prescribe that alien crap to me.
Yeah. Give me something like fucking clean. Jesus
Nah,
Christ.
I told them, I was just like, just give me Tylenol.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't really work, just so you write something down. But
Every
dude,
time they write me like ibuprofen or Tylenol, I just
dude,
throw it the fuck out.
this
I don't
thing
care.
makes push-ups hurt like hell.
I can't believe you really have a pacemaker, dude.
See,
You're 31, 32?
32.
You have a fucking pacemaker.
Yeah.
You don't smoke cigarettes. You don't drink. You're not a goddamn alcoholic. You're not predisposed to this shit. You're 32 with a fucking pacemaker.
And you know what they tried to blame it on when I went in, when I collapsed?
All that speed you take, right?
No, they blamed it on the vape.
No.
Yeah.
That's gonna affect your fucking your lungs more than anything if you're vaping like a fiend.
They said, okay, it doesn't look like you're a healthy guy. It looks like it was the vaping.
No.
I was just like, what? I vape because it's not cigarettes.
Yeah.
I don't vape anymore just because,
One last thing, yeah.
well, I was just trying to cut out all the bad shit.
Yeah.
And even nicotine. Like, I was just like, let me just get nicotine out.
Oh yeah, no. This is 3 milligrams of something really, really wintry, and then this is actually an essential oil vape, and this helps with headaches. It's literally essential oils and vegetable glycerin, and then the CBD is upstairs.
See, I would definitely vape that, but for them to blame, that's why I say I have
it's
very
bullshit. They're
little.
always looking for something stupidly obvious that's not.
They don't want to take the blame.
Yeah.
And they're the ones to blame. And I told them, I was just like, you guys are the ones that took me off the oxy to put me on the tramadol.
Mm-hmm.
The tramadol, one of the adverse side effects is VT variation.
Yeah, valve timing variation.
So that means that my heart stopped and then pumped again.
I don't want to give my dog this anymore. Jesus, she's on it because of her fucking leg.
Yeah,
she
look-
just had her ACL repaired.
Look at the major side effects.
Yeah.
And one of them is QT variation. So it's the rhythm that your heart does.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll stop, but
Whoa.
it'll pump again. And what happened one morning is that
It's like sleep apnea for your heart. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what it. Pretty much, that's what it
Holy
is.
shit.
So I got really lightheaded, and then I just hit the counter.
Oh, fuck.
My wife luckily found me in the bathroom because the paramedics came. They just gave me like adrenaline. I got to the hospital. The first thing the doctor said was like, your heart stopped about 6 times.
Oh my God.
I was just like, what? I'm a pretty healthy guy.
You're a child still. Jesus Christ.
And so I was just going through my mind. I was like, okay, I vape, which that can't be it. I take tramadol. Mm-hmm. Those are the only 2 things.
Yeah.
Because I drink occasionally.
Yeah.
And that's occasionally. Like the last time I had a drink was on New Year's Eve, and I had a little shot of Disaronno with my wife.
Yeah.
That was it.
So you don't drink. You just had a drink.
Yeah. And I haven't had a cigarette since 2007.
Yeah, it's been over 10 years, dude.
So, and I eat pretty healthy. Pretty healthy. I don't eat healthy.
Yeah.
So I told him, what can this be? Because it's not, it's the vape. I'm like, man, screw you guys. And then September comes around, then I have the seizure and the stroke.
Yeah.
And then at the hospital, they tell me, we did all the tests. You didn't have a stroke. And you don't have seizures, but it looks like you're having a seizure. I was like, it's the goddamn medicines you guys are putting me on.
Yeah. You can tell your body better than anybody because it's your fucking body. You live in it every day.
No less than 3 weeks after I stopped taking all the medicines they gave me.
Yeah.
I started feeling better. My memory came back.
Holy shit, dude.
My tremor, I had a tremor.
Yeah.
It's
still a little bit there, yeah.
Yeah, but it's mostly gone. Before I was like...
I had the same thing when I was on Oxy after my car accident.
Yeah.
Because I was on Oxy for almost 3 or 4 months.
It's the opiates.
Yeah, my hands would always shake all the time. I was like, oh my God, this is so weird.
But why couldn't the doctor that I went to see for the tremors, why couldn't she look at my med list and see tramadol and be like, you have tremors because of tramadol?
Because she might not have had this experience.
But it's one of the side effects.
Yeah.
Shaking.
So I get migraines, and I have a medicine called zometropin or something like that. Okay, I've taken it once because I've heard stories of it turning people into like a zombie. That's the joke on the zometropin. So I was like, I really don't want to do it unless I really need to. Well, I needed to after.
And that makes you sleepwalk too, right? I heard that.
Well, so I got a really bad migraine the day of Thanksgiving this past year, like so bad. Like I'm sitting on the couch, I can't eat, I'm fucking nauseous, like my head is, I just want to fucking die. So I was like, I'm gonna take this because this is what this is for. I'm gonna see if it works. I take it, I start getting hot flashes, my blood pressure goes through the roof, my skin flushes, I get nauseous, I can't eat any food, my head starts to throb, it hurts, it aches, it pains. The wife's like, just go to bed, just go to bed, just go to bed. So I went, I laid down. Miserable for the next 6 to 8 hours. Absolutely fucking miserable. Wow. Wake up, migraine's gone. I feel like I just got beaten the shit out of. And then I go to Thanksgiving dinner. I look up the medication online to find out what the side effects are. The first side effect is may cause headache. Bitch, isn't that why I'm fucking taking you? Because of the headaches? And then it says may cause hot flashes, blood pressure increase, rise in temperature, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, do not drive like there was 100 other things, and then the one was like may cause. I was like, this is what this is for. You would literally prescribe this to me because I get fucking migraines, and you gave me something that's gonna give me a headache.
The whole point of these I was making the joke with one of my friends last night because we were gonna meet up later today.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him in a while, and he has knee problems.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was just like, I swear, I think back then, back in the old times, there was more things for people with pain than there are now.
There probably fucking was, dude. Because it wasn't the one that was getting put in the pocket by the pharmaceutical companies. Like, here, put this one out there.
I swear, I wish I was Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's just go up to the dude with the big...
Yeah.
What do you have for pain?
What do you need, man? He just gives you a potion. It's got like rat's blood in it. You're like, this is what works, right?
Oh, yeah, this is good.
Now, if you want to try that Kratom or something on the way out, head to Empire and get off in the little plaza across the street from Delta Sonic.
Okay.
There's a little smoke shop shop in there and ask them for the kratom, the extra strength kratom. It's in like a purple and green bag with these fat ass pills on it. You take 2 of those pills, they kick in like 45 minutes later. You have no fucks to give, and all your pain goes away.
And you can drive on it, or
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like the same thing with the CBDs. The first time I took the CBDs, I was like, okay, so there's no head trip for sure. This isn't psychoactive, but I definitely feel very relaxed.
That's good.
Which is
That's what I
nice.
need.
But the kratom works and the CBDs work.
I'll try that, especially for drawing, because I noticed that when I draw at my table,
Yeah.
so my table is about a 45-degree angle, and then I have my computer drilled in,
Okay.
so that it doesn't slide. So when I draw like this and I'm looking at the computer screen, all I feel is like an anvil weight.
I bet you there's a chair you can buy so that way like you kind of sit back and you can kind of be under it.
Well, my plan was that I was thinking about getting cinder blocks to put the table up higher. So that way I'm actually almost looking like this when I draw. So it almost seems like I'm standing.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think that would work.
That the problem is my basement's actually a little bit shorter than here, so it might hit the roof, but
So you might just have to
Just take the
mount
computer
up here
off.
or something like that. Yeah.
I can just take the computer off. I use the computer mostly for like references, because right now I'm doing a lot of video game art. So I'll put the character on there, and then I'll draw the character. So I'm constantly going like this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It puts a lot of stress on my neck, but you know,
Anything to make it better. That's literally it at this point, dude.
yeah. I want to feel better, and so
Yeah.
working out and getting back to art is making me feel so much better.
It's like your little time's off or something like that. Well, how's your wife going through all this? Because there's a lot of stuff to handle.
Oh, dude, she's been a rock,
Yeah.
but you can tell it's taking a toll on her. She's
Taking care of
stressed
you,
out.
taking care of her dad, taking care of the kids.
Yeah, and
She's busy.
and then it gets hard to keep the house clean. Like whenever friends want to come over, I'm like, hey, I'll meet you up at a coffee shop because the house is a disaster zone.
Yeah. So with the whole kind of step back from the con scene, does that mean you're not doing like Flower City or Rock Con or Nickel City or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do any of those shows this year. If I feel a little bit better, I might do it. Maybe Flower City if they have me, but just really done with it.
Well, I'm hopeful that there's a way that we can like kind of get the attention drawn, and you can get like your online stuff started. You can get your I don't want to say cartoon, but cartoon started, getting like the attraction, get the feet going, and then like obviously you're probably really good at too, getting like commissioned work, and then doing really good commission work too.
The commissions still come in, but because of like the really bad days,
Yeah.
I don't. I tell them I'm like I can't get this done like as fast as I used to be. So I as long as they know, hey, this is gonna take a little bit, they're cool with it.
That's good though. I mean, but like I said, there's got to be a way. There's like a local talent like yourself and someone who's obviously out there killing it, grinding and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, man, I just
there's no
never
days
stop.
off for you. That's what I'm saying. And,
Like Sonic the Hedgehog.
but there's got to be a way to like we're gonna grow your network, grow your channels, grow your contributions to people, and hell, even the shit that you design, whether you're just doing a picture or something like that. I bet you there's a way that you can get it so that you can sell prints of those online, just real quick.
Well, my goal too is to start a Patreon, so that way that could kind of fund.
What is Patreon?
It's like almost like a Facebook type place where people donate to you.
Well, now they can do that through Twitch.
Well, it's similar, but on Patreon, they become your patrons, and every month it takes money out of their account. So if they want to donate $1 a month, and then they sign up for tiers.
Yeah.
And so if they sign up for like a $5 tier every month, I send them a drawing. And so if you get enough people, then they become like your premium people.
And they end up getting essentially a portfolio of your work.
Portfolio, or they get early access to videos.
Yeah.
They can live stream with me.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I want to set that up. I just don't have any content to really give out yet.
Nah, bitch, you're getting there, dude.
getting
You're
there.
getting there, man.
Especially with the, starting the channel up, and then I want to get more video game art finished so I can make prints of that and have stuff to give out to
You
the
got your
patrons.
hands in like 10 different buckets.
I'm trying.
That's cool.
Well, I
It's good to be busy.
Well, when I took business in college, they said always diversify.
Oh yeah. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. So it's always good to, if you're doing this, do X, Y, and Z too. So that way, if this starts to get slow, then you got X, Y, and Z to back up off, and then when this picks up again, then so you kind of
That's like I was
be
talking
like Ryan
to you.
Seacrest.
Is like, so I just built prototypes for my invention that I'm working on, but I have to get a patent, and that can take up to a year before I can start really doing anything with
And
it.
it's expensive.
Yeah, it's a couple grand.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how can I make money in the meantime? Because I'm working, and it's like I have a card game ready to go that I just need to draw and then upload the images and start buying the packs, and I can put it up through Kickstarter. And then if people are interested in it, they go through Kickstarter, so I don't have to put any money up front, and then I just take all the money, buy all the packs, send them all away, and then the rest of the money's mine.
And then you have the proof of concept too on Kickstarter.
And that's the other thing too, because I've been working on 10 plus games over the past 4 or 5 years, and I've got 2 that are complete. The rest of them just need time, but I don't have the time to keep working them. I get them all to about 60 to 80% complete. The rest of the stuff that has to happen is they have to be played. And after they have to get played, they got to get tinkered, they got to get played again, tinkered again, played, and
It's
then...
like Cones of Dunshire.
Cones of Dunshire. Like, I made a tabletop NFL game, and it plays really well, but we probably played it like 6 or 7 times. The only thing that needs to happen is I just got to get figures, and I got to get a printout board, and then everything else like that.
And licenses too.
The licenses isn't that hard, though, because
Really?
once you submit the license, they've just got to verify that nobody else has that license for whatever it is. It's
Well,
like a patent, but shorter.
Well, the sports teams don't have to sign up on.
No, you don't. You don't use the real team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
you just use fake teams. Who
Okay.
cares? You don't even have to call it football.
footy ball.
You call it whatever you want, man. But that's like, so like I designed a game that's based off of Warlords of Ka'a from Big Bang Theory. I figured out a mechanic one day while I was using the bathroom that makes the game work. And I was like, I figured the game out because there's no rules for the game. They never made the game, but you can't use the name Warlords of Ka'a. So you have to make a game name that's kind of appropriate. And people will be like, oh, that's the game. And then you play and you're like, holy shit.
I didn't realize it was that easy to, or not easy, but I didn't realize you could just do a card game like that.
You're hilarious. So do you remember that tabletop game, that the video game they made for PlayStation, Hand of Fate?
No.
Look it up. I made a tabletop version of that. So you and I can sit down here and we can play Hand of Fate, my
I always
version of Hand
thought
of Fate.
that the comic that I created will work better as a card game or video game.
You just got to figure out what your mechanics are, what this is. Like the first game that I worked on, I took Monopoly. And I was like, here's Monopoly. These are the good mechanics. These are the mechanics I hate, okay? This is what I wish it would be. This is what it's not. This is how I can get there. This is what it needs to be. What's the goal for the end game? And I figured all this out. And actually looking at it, I was like, well, these are 3 different points for the end of the game. I was like, these are 3 different games. So I stripped it into 3 different games. So I have a Monopoly type game. I have an investment stock market type game with like portfolio investments and
dude,
stuff.
They would love that and stock market.
This is what I'm saying. Like I have, and I buy all these games, and I design better games than they are. Like there's a game, I'm not going to say the name, just because I bought it, and I was like, this game's got one of the best reviews of all games of all time. And I played the shit out of it. It's like, this game is fucking awful. I was like, the mechanics are dog shit. I was like, I can literally run through and run out by myself, and my people can stand at the front door. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to kill everything. It doesn't matter how many dice I get. I guarantee I'm going to kill everything. And it's one of those, like, I like games where there's less chance and more strategy. Like, that's why I like Small World over Risk. Because Risk, you got the dice rolling mechanic. Small World, it's
So you
all
don't
strat.
like Dungeons and Dragons then. 'Cause-
Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, that's more chance then.
It's not. Because there's a lot of like, what if, this and that, guess. It's like I've been designing a quick play superheroes RPG game. So you, me, one other person sit down. 60 seconds later, our characters are done and we're playing a mission in the book.
That seems better than Dungeons and Dragons, where you gotta take.
I already
so
designed
much
all of it. I
time.
just got to play test it. The only thing I didn't really do was figure out missions and stuff like that. But that's one of those, like, you give somebody the base template, you give them some base games or something like that with a simple table where they can set up, and then you go, be free, do whatever the hell you want to do. Just use the game base. And it's just so many of them. I have prototypes out the ass in the back of games that I've made. And we've played them. They're good. And then I'll fix them. And we'll play them again. And then I just leave them alone. Because, you know, do you want to do real pieces? Do you want to do meatballs? Do you want to do blocks? Do you want to do this? Do you want it to be childlike development? Do you want it to be advanced development? I don't know how to use any of the online things to design, like, a background that I could use for a map that I could print out on top of one. Because there's a company that I can use that I can literally send all my JPEGs into the appropriate file, and it'll print on top of a foldable board game. It'll print on all the cards, and it'll give me all the pieces that I need for the game. And then I can print on demand. So, like, let's say you ordered one, I print on demand, I send it to your house, it's there in 4 or 5 days, whatever it is. And I didn't put any money out of my pocket.
I gotta keep in touch with that info because like I definitely. Like I said, I want to keep my options open.
Well, that's the hard part with all the saturation, the market for all these games is you look at them all. Like I played Pokemon for 8 years. I go back to Pokemon right now. I have no idea how to play it. I played Magic all throughout high school. I stopped playing for like 6 years. I went right back to it and I remembered exactly how to play it. The only thing that changed was mechanics. So like you have to start off with a simple enough game that makes sense. That like you can look at, I can read a booklet real fast and I can be like, okay, cool. I can watch a video online. I'm like, okay, I get that. But a lot of times it's like, well, if this happens, then that happens, then this happens, then this happens. And you're like, what? I don't even know what those last 3 things are. Well, when this happens, those 2 things happen, and then one of those will cause this. And I'm like, I still don't know. I'm still back here. Like, what did you just do? I'm 3 turns behind you.
Yeah, Pokemon works better as a video game than it does a card game.
Yeah. Because now you got to draw the energy and you got to use it as like a mana source from like Magic or something like that.
I just for Christmas, my wife got me some Dragon Ball Z card game decks, and I just like them because
they're just collectible at that point. Because I never even started to play the game either. I still got them. I don't care.
I was just happy because the first pack I opened, the very first card was Super Saiyan Vegeta. I was like, you can have the rest.
Yeah. I want to get Brawly somewhere on here. The legendary Super Saiyan Brawly.
You need a lot more space. I think you should get it.
I'll just get it back here. I want to get somewhere that I can see it because I just realized like all the good heroes that I want to see are on the back side of the arm.
And that's why I want to get Beerus here. So that way when I look, I'm like, yeah.
Beerus is on the front there. Like I just got Doomsday. That's my favorite part. Doomsday with Superboy Prime, Shazam, Black Adam, and Black Suit Supergirl.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it looks legit.
Color or just outline?
About to. I got 2 more outline sessions and then she's going to start coloring again.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, she gave me Terry McGinnis fighting Heath Ledger Joker.
She gave him a mouth, though. Doesn't Terry McGinnis not have a mouth?
Yeah, so she uses her own like interpretation of it, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
Because like even...
I know, I'm just joshing you.
Yo, it's crazy, dude. I love this. This sleeve is so cool.
Someone just commented, have you ever thought of making...
emotes for streamers on Twitch? Artists can make some decent cash making emotes, $3 to $5 each.
No, I never thought of that. Like honestly, I just started using Twitch, so
So let's see, we got
that's a good option though. Thanks for the heads up.
yeah, Doc.
Oh, that's dope.
That's
Reverse
Zoom?
or Zoom, yeah.
There's Barry Allen, Profound Darkness, Zeo the Holy One, and then you've got Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You've got Carnage, Venom.
You got Scarlet Spider back there too.
Scarlet Spider's up top here.
I can't wait to because this side's gonna be pretty much all Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But this side's gonna be Castlevania. That's
Hell
why
yeah.
I put the Panchette here.
I was trying to figure out what that was.
Well, because I'm not superstitious at all.
Yeah.
But I told my tattoo artist, I'm like,
Doc, you got a pacemaker. You can't be superstitious.
Yeah. I told him, I was just like, this side's going to be like, eventually going to be like Gothic.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, I want to have Castlevania stuff on here. I was like, so a Panchette's going to be perfect because there's a Ouija board in Symphony of the Night.
That's pretty cool.
So I want to have Alucard somewhere around here.
So Sal is gone, and the webcam actually shut off a little bit earlier than I wanted it to. The battery did not hold how I anticipated. It's good for like 6.5 hours of recording, but the battery is only good for about 2.5 hours of recording. So we did finish the podcast, and I will be uploading probably 2 different versions. The 1080p version from the Q8 here, and then I'll actually be uploading the webcam-only version as well. So I do apologize about missing the last like 30 to 40 minutes. Thanks.